takes a while. That's
Oh
why I was
yeah.
gone. That's why I was gone. Is I had to go and shut it down and say, "Do it later. Do it later."
I said, do it later. Listen.
So we're back and waiting for Cord to return.
Yeah, he went to get something to eat.
Good for
You
him.
know, he's just a growing boy.
Well, that's the old joke. How much milk will a teenager drink? All that is in the house.
Yeah. I used to.
Oh God,
When
me
I was a
too.
teenager, I would go through a quart in a meal. It
Well,
was awful.
my grandmother was clever. She put her milk into a quart container and left the gallon way in the back. So if you wanted more, you had to either fight to get out the pitcher and pour it yourself, or and of course when you're younger, you can't lift those gallon jugs.
Yeah.
Heck.
And
Hey.
back then they were gallon milk jars.
Yes, I know. I know. Glass jars.
So the glass jar
Heaven.
itself weighed half as much as the milk in them.
Yep.
Yeesh. Okay, I'm
But
glad I.
and it was funny too because the milk got left on the porch. There's a ice box sitting on the porch that my grandmother's family would take the lid and you put the lid in the freezer all night, and then at dawn you'd go out and put the lid on the top of the box so that the box would start to get cold because cold descended. And so when the milkman came by, he would open that up and deposit the milk down inside of it. But after the first use of your icebox lid, it wouldn't hold cold anymore, so you actually had to use blocks of ice. And my grandfather had an ice shed, if you can imagine this, in Kansas. And in the winter, they would pack in as much packed snow as possible to create a basically a 6 foot by 6 foot block of ice, and it would take 2 months to melt.
Wow.
And so they would go out and it would be covered with straw, and you'd cut away, you'd push away the straw down to the ice, and then you get the little ice saw out, and you cut off another chunk, and then take it inside and put it in the bottom of the refrigerator. In it wasn't called a refrigerator back then; it was called an ice box, because the top half was a block where you slid the ice, and then you put your belongings that you wanted to keep cold under that. And so the ice box was a word for a refrigerator that stuck with my grandmother because her whole life that's what they used. So,
Yeah. You had the ice truck come around and pull out the block of ice and
oh
go
no,
put
no,
it.
no, no! This is I'm talking about in Kansas where they didn't have an ice truck. You actually, when winter came, you would shovel the snow into that space and pack it down so that by the time this winter was over, it would be full. 6 foot by 6 foot with packed snow that was so condensed that it acted as ice, and
Yeah.
then you'd cut that apart. But it
Dang.
was you didn't have an ice truck come by, but you did have the milk guy come by and put the milk inside of the ice box.
And we had the Heinz Bakery come in a little van, and you could have fresh donuts and fresh bread, and it was like a bakery on wheels. They picked it up from the big Heinz Bakery on Venice Boulevard in LA. Then they would go out and disperse all over the city.
And my
Then you
grandmother
could,
would say to you, "Luxury! We had to bake our own bread with our own hands after grinding the flour."
Back in my day, you could get a defrosted churro from 7-Eleven for $2.99.
Nice. Back in your day. That's awesome. Thank you for that cord. Thank you. Thank
when
you.
I was young, I cried when they upped the price of a bottle of Coke to a nickel, and you still had to pay the deposit because before it was 3 cents for the Coke and 2 cents for the deposit on the bottle. So a nickel would get you a Coke, and then you take the bottle and go back, so it would only cost you 3 cents.
Then it became a dime, and then you were stuck because you had to buy it.
Yeah, I was young, and you used to be able to buy 2 pieces of double bubble gum for a penny, and 2 pieces, long pieces of licorice for a penny.
I see.
Oh yeah.
You and I
Oh
aren't
yeah.
that far apart. We used to go down to the drugstore, and the drugstore had the Brock's candy by the scoop. And
Yeah,
the store owner, if you threw 3 pennies on the counter, you could take 5 pieces of candy.
yep.
Nice. Oh, inflation, how you have ruined everything.
Oh,
But
Well,
anyway.
there are so many things in this country that have been ruined. I used to be able to, when I got hot and thirsty, I could go turn on somebody's garden hose, and that water coming out of the ground would be cold. Oh, it was so good. Right in the middle of summer, just turn on somebody's hose. Nowadays, if you reached in and tried to turn on somebody's hose, their dogs would come after you. Go buy
Yep.
yourself a bottled water, kid. It's like, why? Back in those days, it was thought that water should be free, so gas stations didn't charge for water or air.
Nope.
Uh,
Okay, getting off of that. We are in Bridgeton. We just sent the troops up to Elwindale to support the anti-sec-gen protection force.
Yep. Let's push them back so they get back the.
Mavu's operation has an office now in Bridgeton, but he's not usually there himself. So you'd have to go talk to one of his personnel.
Okay. We still go. We need something that was made of materials from Tricoon.
Well, when you get there, you see that they've got a kind of a ticker tape automated machine. It's run by clocks. You can hear the tick tock of a Nimblewright machinery as the little letters go marching across, giving times of arrivals of different trains. And one of them that's interesting is that there is a Tirkun Express that's supposed to be stopping by here tomorrow.
Okay.
that's
The big
nice.
question is, at what time zone is it going to that stops in Tricoon?
Good question. It actually says that it's a 6I departure.
Um, I don't know enough about Turkun to know if that's pre the prisms landing there and causing mass destruction or after it.
Okay, having been from 6I myself, would that seem odd?
Only because Tirkun, from your understanding, is a devastated ruin, Kassarak, in your own time.
Kazarek is going. I cock my head at both of you. Why would anything be coming from the ruins of Turcoon? It's a ruin.
No, it's
Nothing.
going to. It's going to. It's going to.
Oh, going to. So maybe they need to. So they're picking something up
Yes.
from Turcoon.
They're picking something up from here in the now, going to then.
I've never used a train before.
I
The
haven't.
person that that's operating at the counter is a sec-gen goat, of course.
Very nice. Hello, sir.
Hello. Who are
Uh,
you?
I'm Cord.
Oh, nice to meet you, sir. What can I do for you? We buying tickets or we meeting a train?
I would like to buy tickets for the upcoming trip to Tirkun.
Tirkun Express. Yes, and you said your name was
Cord Campbell.
Campbell, Torg, Lord of Cord. Uh, Be-
Brobdingnag.
That's what that word is. I'd never seen it in print before. Brobdingnag. Yep, got
Yes.
2 tickets for you right here. I'm sorry, 3 tickets. 3 tickets for you.
Thank you very much.
No,
Wait,
they're already paid for.
Aha. Wow.
by whom?
Yes.
Us. This is a time train, people. They work differently than normal trains. Just don't let it fluster you. All right. When is it?
He actually, by the way, you get a BP for getting that one. That was good. Your ticket's already been purchased.
All right. What time does the train arrive tomorrow?
3:15.
15. All right. Bet it's not 3:10.
Yes. I was
We'll
going
be
to.
here early.
No, because the 3:10 train was going to Yuma.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day. Oh, before I go, may I ask what you're going to be doing in Tirkun? It's a wasteland.
Me? I just work here.
No, what's Mavu or the train going to be doing in Tirkun?
It looks like it's picking up resources.
As I said, it's a wasteland. So, do you have an idea what kind of resources these might be?
It says here biological.
Um, well, I've never been to Tirkun, so I don't know what that's referring to. If it's fauna
It's
or flora.
living matter.
Obviously.
Hey, I'm not a life cleric, okay, or a druid, so give me some slack. All right, living matter. What kind of living matter would you say?
How many feet of slack do you need?
I'm a big man.
Based on the dimensions of your neck, to give you enough to hang yourself with, I only need about 5 feet.
Mary laughs. Okay, that was good.
Good day to you, sir.
Certainly, and to you as well.
May your train be graffitied by young hoodlums.
Does that mean we have to pay for these tickets that we've already used so that they'll be here for us to use them?
She's still confused.
It's okay. So just don't worry about it.
Well, if we don't, then they won't be here for us to use.
My, I think.
Oh. Wait.
You're having a hard time with this one, are you, Cord?
Oh wait. Never mind. No. I'm sure Mavu has a way of getting payment from us. We'll be fine. We will be just fine.
You know, biological matter, not that I know exactly what it is, but if it's living stuff, well, no, because we're certainly not sending the Tarrasque back living. No,
No.
your job is to kill them.
Oh yeah.
And he really is an abomination.
All the hate and torment of those elves coalesced into one living being. An incarnation of primordial elf hate, yes, truly an abomination.
I totally agree. I will keep up a prayer visual with Kasarak and give you whatever we can in that.
I can almost see Kasarak with a tiny pair of glasses perched down on the end of his nose. Goes by the name of, I don't know, Stephen King? Because Kasarak sounds like Castle Rock.
I
Nice.
was
That's
not
where Stephen King lives.
that.
You have the most interesting way of saying, that.
Gregory.
You don't want to go there. I know. So, not that you already have enough twisted stuff going on in your poor head.
Yeah.
All right. So, waiting till tomorrow. What else are we going to do today to get ready for tackling the Tarrasque of Tirkun?
I don't
Do
see.
we?
Sorry, you go.
Do we need any supplies for the ritual, Miri, or?
Yes, I will get in. I'll take care of that.
Okay.
And then we'll do a hero's feast before he goes. And I have the stuff for that too. I have the bowl.
Okay, and if you wanted additional research information, you do still have the library there at Bridgeton.
Yeah,
as well.
and we'll go there and find out what we can and what maybe its weaknesses
You'll
are.
be pursuing the material stuff, Gene. So this would be something that Kasarak can do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm doing materials. You're doing research, and you keep yourself limber and exercise, Cord.
I want to exhaust myself before. I mean, I don't think we're gonna scope out the Trask. I don't plan on fighting him tomorrow.
Wait, I don't know if you can get near him without fighting him.
Well, that's when
Okay.
Kasarak can find out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
What iteration documentation would you like to look at, Kasarak? Says the librarian.
Okay. So
remember, current information there isn't very much because there aren't any people writing books now because they can't write into the write in any historical way unless they're in a library. So the few works that are out would be derivatives. On the other hand, you can look at previous iterations' takes on the Tarrasque.
I'm gonna look at. I actually want to go 1 through 6 because the Revening didn't happen until 7, so that's when the record would have stopped. So
Right.
I'm actually gonna either go from 1 to 6 or from 6 to 1 backwards.
Which do you prefer? Because it'll take a
What?
while. It's going to take you an hour per iteration to look up and
All
read
right.
the material.
So I'm gonna start with 6 because that's where my brain would probably be able to recollect more, and then go back to 1.
Well, you won't have to go too far back because if you recall, the Tarrasque of Turkun was created when Turkun fell.
Which was in 6.
Sixth, right. So what you're going to find is that the truth of the desecration of the elves in fifth uh, led to the pooling of all that evil energy, but it seems that the records suggest that there is um, uh, a an anomaly historically, that there is a period wherein the Tarrasque disappeared for a time, and that they thought maybe it was gone, and so they built a village near where the Tarrasque had been,
Was this
thinking
village?
thinking that the village would be safe in the shadow of what had been this horrible thing. And it was populated with dwarves and gnomes who were totally taking advantage of the loose limb and demon arc that was found flowing from the mountain.
Well, that doesn't sound like a safe idea. Kazarek says to himself. That doesn't sound like a safe idea at all.
Well, apparently it wasn't, because at the end of this anomalous period, the Tarrasque returned in a rather agitated state and obliterated the tiny town and took great pleasure, apparently, in the torturous death of the citizens of the little town.
And this was Turku?
This was in Turkun. Yeah, this was in the
Yeah.
nation of Turkun.
But what time period was that?
That was at the end of the sixth.
Okay. So that's what 6 has. When they talk about what Kazarek is just thinking as a disappearing act, was this anomaly? Do they have record of what may have caused the anomaly? Because he's wondering whether that is some ability that this creature may have that we have to watch out
No, but it had some kind of a catalyst dealing with a green orb that descended from the sky.
for. Green orb. Green
Goblins
thing.
down
I
at
hate
the
you. I hate you. I hate you.
goblins down
What?
at the
What?
I will have to.
Why am I hated now?
A green orb. There's only one green orb, but I know on NYCOS.
It was blue.
No, I'm talking about the green one in the sack.
Oh yeah, that one.
So, is that all I can find out, or
Well, there was
can
no
I do?
there was no Tarrasque before sixth.
Yeah. But if this green orb caused it, was the orb itself destroyed as a
No one knows. It appeared in the sky and descended into the veil. Then the Tarrasque vanished. Peace came. The dwarves and gnomes moved in. Then the Tarrasque returned.
I want to look for more records on this green orb, seeing if it's a celestial phenomenon or something that like periodically shows up, or if it's a magic item,
Hey,
or
wait a minute. Didn't those sentries up on Regulus's perch see a big red orb or something like that?
That was that's pre. That's the pre. Yeah, that's way back.
Remember when we had the outer space one and there was a red thing headed towards Nimbus and a piece broke off of it and went flying somewhere we didn't know where? We were in a spaceship. It was distant suns or something like that.
Yep, it was a Distant Suns standalone.
Well, we were prehistory. That was a prehistory of the blue stone on NYCOS that was found in the north.
So
I am right, right?
Yep, you got that. They got that part pretty
I
much
I
right.
am I am a little like Kazarek is kind of fixating on this green orb, trying to.
The green orb is has been known throughout time as the Eye of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah. It's going
Uh,
nowhere.
okay, so what about the? Does the record say about any weaknesses that the Tarrasque may have, or there's no mention of any sort of.
It is the unmitigated hate of 10,000 years or 8,000 years of elvish torture.
How is that a weakness? But
That is not a weakness. There doesn't appear.
yeah,
No one's ever plumbed the depths of the terror of the Tarrasque.
You fight it with elven love.
And a hammer
I
called Worldbreaker.
I'm I'm sure that that is the metaphor, but not actually going to work. But I could be wrong. So it doesn't have any physical weaknesses that have been
No
recorded.
one's ever tested it. No one's ever fought against it. It's such a terror that people just avoid it.
Okay,
Yay.
okay. So
It's Cord's challenge to godhood that he has to meet.
so he has this thing appears to have no physical weaknesses, nothing that it can be seeming to be exploited. So I wish you good luck.
Well, thank you for researching.
Oh, it does.
Uh,
It is said that the thing can speak.
Does it mention any languages?
Well,
Well,
obviously Elvish.
yeah, obviously Elvish.
oh, well, I guess I'll. Mary, do you know comprehend languages?
Yes. Again,
Oh,
if you go through an anti-magic field, I well, maybe I could do something. You'd have to give me better time. Oh, we've already got the trip there laid out.
Yeah, you
I
got
was
until
think,
tomorrow. Do what you got to do.
yeah, she's gonna make him a ring of tongues,
Yeah.
so he can not only understand but he can speak.
Nice.
cool. Thank
So
you.
I'm gonna go back and thank the librarian for for the research material and go back to Marion Court and be like, well, sadly this thing appears to have no physical weaknesses
Well,
that have been recorded, but that's
neither do I.
because everybody's so scared of it. Also, it seemed to disappear for a time, and something this was caused by a greenish orb that appeared in the sky, something called the Eye of the Dragon. Do either of you know what that might be? Is that a celestial
Was
body?
it the eye of the dragon or the dragon orb or the orb of dragon kind?
I thought the book said Eye of the Dragon, but
Eye of the Dragon.
yep, definitely the Eye of the Dragon. I
Well,
just
in
didn't
some
know whether.
way, the dragon orb of dragon kind has served as an eye for someone that will remain nameless, so it won't be call attention to it.
So, point
But
being,
there's
it's
no, I'm not going to be there and it's in a bag of holding. And you say it supposedly fell from the sky?
That's what the book said. It fell from the sky and missed cosmic grasp to disappear for a time, but it came back with a vengeance over a small town in Torquay itself. I just didn't know whether that would be something we could use against it since it appears to have no physical weaknesses. But Cord's strong, he can figure it out.
Yeah,
I
there's
believe in you.
we are not
Thank you.
yeah, right now this is Cord's task. And as far as I understand this, it's for him to complete by himself. On Regulus, I helped him out. I won't be able to help him out except with a ritual and my hearty prayers to those that keep watch and protect.
I mean,
A
it,
free Dejanah thanks you. I'm just kidding.
jeez. It,
But
it.
as for the dragon eye, I'm not taking it out of that bag.
Could I take it out of the bag?
I'm not taking it out of the bag.
Could I take it out of the bag?
No, Cord, because she'll take you over.
Oh,
That witch's watches.
That witch's watches? The witch's watches.
No, that witch watches.
Which witch watches?
Oh, God.
anyway, are you referring to Jubilex of the 222nd layer of the Abyss?
No,
Of the
no,
Abyx. That's good. The Abyx. That's right next to
no.
Nyx, the Abyx.
Count
You referring to
five.
Jubilex?
5 craniums, all different colors. Thank you. That's enough.
Oh,
Ah,
the painted Hydra.
yes.
That's actually a
I
pinata
love
back
you.
where I come from.
I love you, Cord. I
So,
do. Ah, thank you. Anyway, yeah, that was hers, and that's why it's there because she can't look in on us as long as it's in that bag of holding.
hmm.
I swear
Oh,
to you, I'm gonna knot it up and
Tiamat.
Yay!
thank you. I didn't need to hear that name.
Oh, I'm sorry. It won't happen again. It will not happen again, I promise. Now, if you two have um, um, done your work for the day, I'm going to retire and rest up well.
Okay,
All right.
you 3:10 tomorrow, right? In the morning or in the afternoon?
3:15 in the afternoon.
3:15.
3:15. 3:15 in the afternoon. Okay.
Cord's not going to sleep well that night. He's nervous.
Mm. Go ahead and make a Constitution save while you're at it.
That's he's 16.
Okay, you sleep better than you think. You find yourself not waking up till almost 10 in the morning, though.
Oh, hey, Cord. Cord.
You are Cord.
So are you.
Oh! You finally recognized my name. Hey, nice to
Yeah.
see ya.
Mm-hmm.
We can finally get this alignment done properly. All right.
You ready to go kill a Tarask?
Oh yeah, it's already done deal, man.
Excuse me?
It's already history. It's already done deal.
All right, that's the spirit. Anyway, if you break mid-fight, I want you to know beforehand, I apologize in advance.
If you break mid fight, I apologize in advance. But don't worry, I'll take care of you.
Actually, could you sort of help me instead of boost me? This is sort of my thing. This is my fight. I'd appreciate it if you sort of just sidekicked it.
Oh, you need me to support you?
No. Quite the opposite.
You're gonna support me?
No. You're going to just
Stay out
do
of it.
as I say, and I'll hit you. I'll hit the Tarrasque with you, and that's how that's going to work out.
Oh, so you do need my help.
I need the material you're made out of's help.
I don't. They're one and the same. We are one.
Um,
Don't worry, we are sufficient, for we are the many.
I wonder if having you help me is against the rules of this engagement.
How can there be rules against it?
I don't know what the rules are.
That's right. What's the guess? I guess what kind of rules are we learning if as deity if we have to follow rules?
Um, I suppose that's true. All right. Well, just do your best to help me.
Give
Oh,
give me give me your permission to
no,
for us to be ourselves, and
no.
I will gladly lend to you that which you need.
You kind of so, Cord. Oh, by the way, I hope I'm not giving you more power subliminally just by calling you my name. But
Oh, you're just removing the barriers that are preventing us from being all that we can be. Matter of fact, about this time, Miri will come walking out, and there's Cord standing in the courtyard, staring at his axe. I mean, at his sword.
Cord, she walks up and punches him in the side. Stop it.
oh, okay.
Oh,
I
she she
told you.
she's
You
back again. Blah blah blah. Don't listen to a word she has to say.
I don't think you understand. The one thing I know is I've had to communicate with Miri for the past couple years, and
Yes, but
I'm
she's
used
not
to it.
whole. She's not her complete self.
I know, yeah. Whatever you did
She
when you entered us
she
broke us
locked
apart.
she locked away half of herself.
I know. Yes,
Find out
I
where it
know.
is, and we can go get it.
I know she's not complete because whatever you did broke us apart, and then somehow mutilated the other part of us that you separated from our whole. But I think she's going to operate just fine with only half of herself for now. After all, she doesn't have to fight a big monster or
Oh,
anything.
you're
She's
such an
just
optimist. Well, neither do we. We don't have to fight alone. We can at least fight together.
um um. I was told to fight the kill the Trask.
Of course, and we will. You will.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Yes, of course. I
Yes,
mean, technically, maybe. Are you really part of me?
absolutely. Down to the microscopic nature of your cells.
Will the gods buy that if they ask who killed the Trask, and
They'll
I
ask.
tell them,
They'll ask who killed it, and you'll clearly say Cord.
okay, well, this is fine for me if I'm walking into a trap. May the gods have mercy on my soul.
And he's drifting
Um,
away in your eyes again, Mary. He's not talking to you at all. He looked down at you, but he's now back to looking ahead at the sword.
Cord
uh-huh.
punches him in the side again.
Ow.
Let it. Don't give it an inch. Please, please, don't give it an inch.
You notice he hefts the sword with a little bit more ease than before. He lifts it. He
You
lifts it up to his shoulder without even having to strain.
That's okay, Mary. I'll ditch him after the fight. I only need him until the Trask is dead.
That's right. Lie to her. That's always a good thing.
I'm not lying to her. I plan to ditch you after the fight.
when it's done, I will take it and put it somewhere.
Yeah.
Don't let her put me. Tell her she's got to at least put me back with my sister.
You've got it. Oh, I almost fell for that.
I love it. I love it.
That was well played.
No, apparently it wasn't quite. Apparently it wasn't quite well played. You figured it out beforehand. Oh no.
Well done. You ought to get a wisdom point for that.
No. I love my Virgin 10 wisdom. It's not going to be touched.
Your virgin wisdom. Lord love you.
I'm going to go wait for a train. I'm gonna sharpen this sword while I wait for the train, just to make
What
it more
else did it
dramatic.
take? Wait a moment. You said the giraffes came back?
Huh?
Karsak.
Yes, the Tarrasque,
Karsarak.
the Tarrasque came back. Oh, how many years after? Like how many years?
Well, at the end of the iteration.
Yeah, at the end of the iteration, he came back and decimated this little town in Dracoon. I thought it was that could just be a reference to why Dracoon is the way it is now, but
I think
it's
I'm trying to.
Turcoon. I forget what my source is, but I believe I
What
heard
good is
somewhere.
it to kill him in the sixth iteration if he turns around and comes back?
nobody's actually attempted to kill it. Everybody just flees in terror from this thing because it's so terrible and Kazrak has air quotes.
Wait a minute. That's a good question. I'm gonna go outside, or I'm in the courtyard. I'm gonna walk out of Bridgeton for a bit. I'm gonna go to like the one side of the bridge, and then look up at the sky and say, "Hello, can I talk with who's ever in charge of my quest again, please? I need a review of the rules."
Who are you talking to?
Wallace, I guess.
Oh, Wallace is not here.
Um,
Cord,
hmm?
who used to be your god.
All right, Cord. Yes, Cord.
Yeah.
No, not you. The other one.
What other one?
The God one.
That would be me. The blue
Who am I
one.
talking to right now?
Yourself.
Oh. All right, that's right. No, the other God one. The one of athletics and battlefield prowess, etc. Not the weird blue stone one.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Are you... What is your portfolio? Divine. What is your divine portfolio?
I'm sorry.
Um, what what do you do? What Cord am I talking to?
Whatever we do together.
No, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Um, let me think here. Are any gods listening right now?
I'm sorry.
Hello? No, not you. Anyone but you.
What are you talking about?
I'm asking the gods for help with this sixth iteration conundrum I'm having.
We are the many.
Does killing
we are enough for we are the many.
Does killing the Tarrasque in the sixth iteration count? I wonder.
I'm certain that killing the Drask is what you have to do.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll walk back into town. Fine. Whatever. I'll kill it in sixth, and then if that doesn't work, I'll kill it now.
I'm confused.
Well, how are you confused? What confuses you?
You ask for my help, and then you start asking me if I'm supposed to give you permission to help me. Help you. Help me.
No, you're not the god he was talking to.
Yeah, I was trying to get another god. I can talk to you whenever. I was seeking a third opinion, but apparently they're not home right now, I guess.
Well, you have to go where Wallace is. Where
Oh.
were you when you talked to Wallace last time?
Outside of Bridgeton? On a hill? Outside of the bridge? I got my instructions from Wallace there. He came down from the sky, I think. No, he didn't come down from the sky. He just appeared.
You're not talking about Wallace the magician, are you?
Mm-hmm.
I think I am. Anyway, I'm gonna just sit on wherever you wait for the train and sharpen my sword.
Okay.
Probably more likely gonna cut the whetstone than it is gonna sharpen the sword, but whatever.
Your black Jonathan?
I'm trying to figure out what's going on. The camera acted weird. I'm having to reset my camera.
Blackout.
Back in black. Guess I'm glad to be back. I'm getting loose
There.
from the noose that had me hanging around. Where is it? Travis would fix it in 2 seconds, but he's not here right now, so
Yeah.
Is he on?
he's probably watching.
Tell him to get on and help you.
No, that would be too easy.
I agree. I like the easy route.
I'm just trying. There we go. Had it for a
Ah,
second. I saw it for a second. Don't
When you
go.
went black, I thought it was like,
Well, it had been in the background without my picture, which was really strange.
yeah.
But it doesn't matter. I'm just the inky blackness right now since I'm not answering any of his deity calls. So
And the void.
I
Nothing.
think go with your gut. If it's your job, it's your job.
it's
All right.
it's 3:15 and the no train yet.
Wasn't the train supposed to be here at 3:15?
Yeah, chuckle, chuckle. They run on time.
You think a time train would?
Run on time. I
Hello.
think sometimes it runs out of time and then into time.
From time to time, actually.
From time to time.
Wait, time out.
Time out? How about time in, get started, go again?
I was gonna try and make a time after time joke, but I couldn't think of anything good.
Time after time.
Yeah.
Well, if time ends, how can you be time after time?
I'm
Huh.
gonna.
There I am.
There you go. I'm
Captured
gonna.
for posterity.
I'm gonna walk up to the goat person who's at the ticket booth window.
Yes. Welcome back.
Is the train on schedule?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's 3:15.
No, it's not.
What time is
Well,
it?
It's 3:15.
That would be.
Oh,
yes.
3:15.
Oh, you're right. There it is. About that time, the train just automatically appears, just whoosh on the station, steaming and glistening. He says, "Don't stand back. Stand back. Give it some time to decompress. Get it? Take some time to
Yes.
decompress.
How long?
As long as
I
it
thought
takes."
you. I thought you've ridden one of these. Oh, and there we go.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just looking around.
So you've never ridden one of these things, Mary?
No.
Hmm.
No, I haven't.
Failed to start the camera. That is weird. That was weird. Where did it go? La da 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 da
Da, da, da,
da
da, da,
da
da,
da da
da.
da da.
Oh, internet.
No, just
More
hardware.
like.
Hardware and connections. I heard that. I heard that. But I yawned first, so you're allowed to yawn second. All of a
Yawn,
sudden, like
yawn the second.
yawn the second.
Yet another character.
No, it's Xavier who's ridden the time train.
I would have think Mary would have also
Nope.
Never.
ridden the.
Nope.
Nope.
She's
Nope.
never been on a train.
Yeah, we have sort of a propensity to stay away from time-related stuff in this group.
Well,
Wow.
no. We just didn't know they existed. I didn't know they existed. We knew Mavu was capable of going back in time. We didn't know how he did it.
I guess that's true.
Okay, so this group stays away from time stuff.
We
Well,
used
only
to.
because no, we've been in a storm. In fact, we created a storm
Yeah. I mean,
when Kush blew himself up inside a Mark II tank because he had a shard of a crystal with him when he formed in gaseous form and went in the tank.
we sort of used to. Um,
Then it
but
yeah, and then
I've got no problem messing around with time.
Hmm.
well, the change that changed Regulus was the group that Xavier's in going after some monists that were, well, these really creepy children like people, or looked like children, up in this castle that was in a storm. And by taking care of that and placing a fell stone, it changed time and released all the monists and all the libraries into the now. So that particular thing changed Regulus. Boy, that was quick.
It was quick.
Oh, I saw it flash on for a moment. There we were in living color.
Yeah.
Now we're back in black and red and blue and a fleshy color. Oh, and green. I see green and more flesh and kind of a golden color.
There
Yay!
we go. There we go.
Thank you.
That took me a while. Sorry about that, guys.
Well, hardware issues, they happen. It's
Yep.
so. Does the like time just kind of walk in the drain, decompress? Since I have never seen this before.
Nope. It's big. It's making a horrible grinding, roaring sound. Steam is coming off of all over the surface. It sparkles and flashes like bits of lightning. And there are husks of little tiny burnt insects all over the outside of it, especially on the front leading edge. Like it went through a
Swarm.
swarm of
Bugs.
space bugs.
It's cool. Well, does it look like
Well,
a standard train, or does it look?
It looks like about a 1860s steam engine with a big funnel on the front, a big cattle car scoop on the front, um, glistening, shiny metal brass parts all over the outside, hooking hoses and pipes together. Um, on the sides of the drive wheels are these big, huge, shiny bronze canisters with
Mm-hmm.
little gauges on them that are showing well into the red as they're sparkling and
Ah,
cooling. Eventually, the luster wears off and it comes back to kind of a dullness, almost like the mist,
all
the
this.
energy of it is de-energized. And there's a group of gnomes crawling over the front of the craft with big brushes, scrubbing all the insectoid bits and pieces off of the chrome.
Okay.
All aboard!
Okay.
Oh, are we
Oh,
getting on?
yep.
All
Well,
right.
apparently,
if you're leaving via this train, you'll need to. They have about a half an hour processing to before you guys can leave, but definitely can find your seats and arrange your tickets and all of that.
Okay.
Squeeze into the
yes.
train. Nice.
Okay,
How many cars long is the train?
17 cars.
Hmm.
Chocolate pudding.
But when it landed, you only saw 4. These others seem to have been added almost mysteriously. You don't
Do
remember
they?
hearing any scraping or grinding sound, and yet now there are 17 cars on the track. Matter of fact, the track is extended farther out away from the station than it had been before. It's almost like the block extended.
I'm sure that it's some sort of weird time mechanic
Um,
thing.
what are the cars that they used for?
Well, there's cargo cars, and there's personnel cars, and there's a dining car, and there's a caboose, which is an engineering car, and then they've got the engine itself and a fuel car.
More specifically, is there a Tarrasque-sized cage in any of these cars?
No, no, there aren't.
Okay.
I That would be very frightening if that was the case, Cord, because based on what
Well,
I read, they would not be able to contain that thing.
well, the ticket booth guys said that they were going to go pick up
Bio.
biological specimens.
Yes, of the 17 cars,
Wait.
fully 10 of them are cargo cars. They look like refrigerator cars, the big wooden boxes with a metal case on the front of it.
Okay.
Okay, that's cool.
Well, I guess if you chop the Tarrasque up, you could get them in there.
Refrigerators.
I just don't like this for some reason. It's not a clean kill. If he comes back, then you haven't done your job.
Well, I'll kill him again, Mary.
Okay.
You can set up or maybe that'll mess with the time. Don't set up a gate there. We can't bring anything back either, or anything marked. I guess maybe you could bring back a piece of dirt from Turcoon. Would that cause a storm?
um,
Kasserак doesn't have any frame of reference to answer that question.
I think it's just better if we go back and check it out. We won't. We'll just not. We won't bother bringing
What
anything back.
disturbs me is the orb being outside of its
When you
bag.
guys go up to your seats, you see that where Kasserak's chair is, the chair's been removed, and there is instead a casket.
Kasarak, do you want to wait this mission out?
um,
Because I need more room, and that casket looks bigger than these seats.
I just kind of,
Kazrak, it's totally up to you. I don't know what's going on. I truly don't.
I obviously adjusted the seating arrangement to accommodate my frame. Rude of them, but I accept.
I'm half tempted to sip this mission out, my lady.
I think one of the druid spells is feign death, though.
That maybe, I think you're right. I might take, I just need to know. Yeah, I think you're right. So maybe that. So maybe I'll use that. I mean, still, the fact that they have a casket where my chair could be is a bit unnerving.
We'll just find another seat. That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what the orders called for. The delivery of remains to its place of decedents.
Oh, we're
Wait,
probably going to see your future grave. Maybe? I don't know.
wait a moment. You're in the now. We're going back to your iteration,
Yes.
the decedent. Okay.
Can okay, this is gonna get a little creepy, but now that the guy said that, Kasarak is tempted to cautiously look in the casket.
Okay, it looks really, really comfortable. Red satin, nice little red satin pillow, flowerful appointments, and an aroma of jasmine to make it a calming experience.
Who I find the conductor or somebody who ordered this casket here.
According to our documentation, Lord Cord Torg Brobdingnag of Regulus Valley. Oh no, they crossed.
Radios.
They said no. He said, "Oh, hang on a second. That's been crossed out. A Hellvault's been written in again."
Thank
Yes,
the
thank you very
gods.
much.
Um, I just kind of give a question, cockeyed look at Corn like, huh?
I think it's something that was done in the past, not the future.
I didn't do this. I assure you.
The signature on the document looks just like yours, though, Cord.
Oh, so it's just like a line.
He puts his thumbprint down.
Well, time is weird.
I'm just imagining like a K with a line like next to it or through it or something.
Like, Cord writes as though he's doesn't have a hand that he's dominant with.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I mean, he does have. He's right. He's a righty, but he doesn't. He just is so bad at writing.
It is not a practiced skill with him.
Right.
So, hmm. Kazarek is gonna like.
I don't know what to tell you. Do you? I can ask them to cancel it if you'd like.
No, leave it. I'll find another seat. It is unnerving, but maybe this is sadly meant to be.
Okay,
I hope to God not.
if you're sure.
Can we really predict what the future holds, Mary?
No, because our choices change it. It's not written, it's not scribed down in some book.
Not
The
to be that
past,
guy, but that's just your opinion.
look at the past can be changed by somebody because people have been doing it.
So I just need to figure out how to change my path and not die in the process.
You know that I do have something to bring you back even if your body is totally gone.
No, especially
Okay.
especially if your body is completely gone.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
then
only
there is
it
no.
only works if he's completely gone. If there's any body that's left, you can't use it.
No, I can use greater restoration.
But you have to find it then. That's the issue.
Yeah.
The Alacaster brings him back if he's obliterated to nothingness.
Okay, so there is very little need to worry then. But I
No,
am not getting in the casket. That would be too morbid and creepy.
I totally agree with you. Come sit by me.
So I will sit next to Mary.
Cord will probably need 2 seats to sit on.
Yeah, him and the sword.
Yeah.
I feel like Obelix with his Menhire.
Alrighty. So after a few more minutes of uncomfortable waiting, they do sound the little bell that indicates that the train's about to leave station.
Are we gonna die?
I don't know. I've never been on one of these before.
I feel nauseous.
We haven't started moving yet.
Wow, look outside. Those people look like ants. No, those are ants. We haven't left yet.
I'm getting a case of vertigo. I don't feel very good.
You hear the bolts lock and the windows close. This the panel pulls across the windows, cutting off your view of outside. There's an
I don't have a bag. A really big bag.
There's one on the back of the seats. It'll take
Note
like
to
3 of
self.
them for you.
Note to self. Cord does not do well with
Enclosed
brains.
spaces.
She goes over and lays a hand on you and
What a terrible place to be buried.
tries
The
calm,
entire vessel shakes and shudders for a moment.
calm.
Then there's this horrifying blast on of the train's horn.
Is that an alarm?
Then the whole train shudders forward and back. Toot toot toot. And then you feel the slowly building inexorable push forward as the car starts to rumble ahead on the track.
I
Oh, no.
think.
It doesn't
I
travel
think
very far, and all of a sudden you're thrown backwards in your seats, and as the train reaches full acceleration in less than 17 feet, whoosh! You guys are airborne and gone, just moving.
What does it look like outside the windows?
The windows are closed.
Oh,
big panels have been of metal have moved across the windows.
oh.
There's a bit of a clacking sound, clack clack, clack clack, clack clack. It seems to make absolutely no sense, because surely the train isn't traveling on a track, because there were no tracks outside of town. It only was that 17 feet in front of the train is all there was. But you feel that clack clack, clack clack, clack clack, underneath the ground as the whole floor vibrates slightly. There's a little bell sound, ding ding, ding ding, ding
Or
ding,
don't do that. I did that earlier today for real.
and you hear the interior locking mechanisms disengage. So now the interior doors are unlocked.
Um,
Is this our
are we
where we're
here?
supposed to go?
Now you can still hear it going clack clack, clack clack,
Oh.
clack clack.
Okay.
You
Are there any other people?
you see people starting to walk by the car, leaving their quarters and headed into different parts of the train.
We can get up and go around.
Yep.
Will
I'm
they
staying
tell
right
us?
here.
Are they going to tell us when to get off?
Probably.
Ah, crap.
I thought they
Okay.
said this is express. What does express mean?
Direct.
It means you push into a really small space. Like when you express a coffee. I'm just kidding. After a while, who should come to the door but a little goat-like gentleman with a weird, short-billed cap on his head. As he opens the door, he's wearing a little black vest. Reaches in and looks at his pocket watch. Says, "Tickets, tickets, please, tickets."
Okay.
Hand out my ticket.
And then my ticket.
He goes,
My,
"Irregular, irregular. Are you a vampire?" And points at Kasarak.
No.
Well, usually corpses don't get up and walk around unless they're vampires. Aren't you supposed to be in the box?
no.
According to the ticket, it shows that I have two living bodies and an undead one. Or not an I'm sorry, I misread that. Not an undead one, a dead one.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. He's gonna sit there until he becomes a corpse. What's does it say there on the cause of death?
Yes.
No, it just says that there was an order for 2 seats in a coffin.
I doubt that is strange. Well,
Great. A mystery with no clues.
So if he climbs in the coffin,
What is it with you and trains, Scott? Seems like every time you get on a train, there's a mystery to solve.
I know. This is God.
You're welcome.
at least I have no history with trains.
Neither does Kasarak, only Scott.
Yes, and I'm sitting here going. At first, I was like, in meta, I was like, if there is a giant monkey around, I'm gonna be annoyed. And that's it.
When you say that to the conductor.
That was in meta, John.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That was in meta.
Okay.
He'd still mess with you.
I know.
Okay, so he says, feel free to move about the cabins. Forward is the dining car. To the aft is the lounge. Past that are the cargo cars. You really don't necessarily want to be going back there, but they're back that direction. And if you wanted to get a tour of the engine, the Dwarvish crew is authorizing that in about a half an hour.
How how long till we get to our destination?
Just
Um,
soon.
oh, not long at all. Probably something like 4 or 5 months. That's all.
Excuse me?
4 or 5 months. You didn't read your ticket, did you?
Um, does this train have
How?
enough food?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Wait a moment. We could have crossed that territory in less time than that.
No,
Yeah,
you
we could
couldn't
have.
have. No, you couldn't have. The guy's absolutely adamant. No, you couldn't have, because if you'd have traveled the other way, you'd have gone forward in time, and this one takes you backwards. Thank you very much. So a four
Uh,
month, so a 4 month lag is nothing.
yeah, we could have gotten there in 12 days if we'd done horseback.
Exactly.
This is going to take 4 months. That's a little bit longer than 12 days.
No, no, no. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, enjoy the train while you've got the time.
Are we going
While
back
you
in
have the
time?
time.
Yes, Mary, we're going to sticks iteration.
We're going back in time.
Yeah, we're going back in time, so we won't have been gone a second.
4 months?
No.
I can't be away that long.
Wait. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Now a
This
different
was
kind,
a mistake.
now a different kind of sick comes on.
No. What have we done? 12 days on horseback. No. Cord.
What?
Weren't you going to say anything?
About what?
The lag.
What about it?
How do you feel about being in this magically propelled container?
Oh,
hurtling through time.
We'll be able to find my sister sooner this way.
No, you will. No, we're not finding your sister, Cord.
He's been doing that.
He says you.
Well, if I say, then we both say, because we're both Cord.
That's true.
Okay, so we cannot hear this, but we...
grave deeper.
No, you can just see him staring at his sword again.
Pretty sure Cord has not gotten used to speaking his head, so his mouth moves.
Yeah.
A bit.
I'll just lean into Mary. He's been doing that more and more lately. Should we
Yes.
be concerned?
Yes. It's actually he is speaking to something.
You know, Cord, I'm so glad I've met someone who agrees with me so much.
It's so much easier this way, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just there's no arguments or anything. We just sort of click, you know?
Yeah. And if you would just give me permission to utilize your resources while you're sleeping, we could get so much more accomplished.
I'm all for what's that word? Efficiency.
Efficiency, okay.
Yes, I am all for that, but I need sleep. And
Well,
so do you.
So do I.
Yes, I know.
So we should have both agreed to 4 hours of operation and leave the rest in torpor. What do you think?
No.
That's
No.
I don't want 4 hours to do my things. I need more time than that.
Well, it'd be our things. Anyway, we should go enjoy our
Mary
ride.
punches you again.
No,
So?
I'm staying here.
No, she walks over and punches you. Stop it.
And
Wow.
when you punch him, he says, "No, I'm staying here," out loud.
Oh, did I mean to say that out loud?
No, but
I didn't say that out loud.
She punched you while you were talking to me, and it broke your concentration, so you spoke to her instead.
No, I'm staying here.
You can stay there, but cut out talking to that thing. You're giving it a foothold on you. It will take you over if you don't keep it out.
Where's your proof of that?
I'm thinking we're hungry. The dining card sounds like fun.
No, it doesn't. I'm nauseous.
Oh, I can fix that. We just get a nice little get a little bit of ochre slurry in you, and you'll be fine.
No,
Wait
that
a
is
minute. I didn't know that. How are you me if you know things I don't?
Oh, I've
Ah.
had time to investigate.
I have had time too, but I did not learn these things.
You haven't tried ochre slurry.
I didn't. I never wanted to. So that means our wants are different. Am I
Maybe
right or wrong?
I think it's just that we haven't yet acclimated. Soon
Can
we'll.
you answer my question?
Which question?
Because we have different wants, we are different.
No, we're not different
Then how come we have different wants?
because it's different times.
What?
Because it's different times.
What do you mean by that?
We've had different experiences and we're sharing them. I'm sharing you information that will help you in the future.
I'm gonna stay here in the seat for or these seats
Do me a
for.
favor then. Do us a favor. Have Miri order you an ochre slurry.
Amiri, could you order me a bourbon on ice, please?
That's not what I said.
I know. It's what I'm
I,
getting what I want.
you need to eat regularly. And
Bourbon on the rocks.
bourbon on the
Make
rock.
it swim. I don't know. I don't know anything about making drinks.
I know it's very funny though. That's very good.
Bourbon on the rocks is fine.
Making it swim means fewer ice cubes, just a few.
Yeah, because if it's solid with ice cubes, they don't move.
Then
But if
it's
there's a
then it's
few,
on the rocks, right? So
yeah, but if it's
so
just a
bourbon and
little,
bourbon would make them swim.
okay, just a little bit of ice,
Yep.
Boneless, please.
boneless.
That means he doesn't want a stir stick.
Okay, certainly. And she brings it back.
Well,
Well, somebody.
you got to go to the dining car first.
Okay, she goes to the dining car.
Okay, when you open the
Oh,
back door of the dining car, you see two priests sitting very sternly looking at a chessboard. One of them is very opulent, wearing brilliant clothing, dressed very much like a Dominican priest, just completely laden down with gold emblems and things like that. The primary coloring of the clothing is red with some blue accents. Across from him is an ascetic Eastern looking monk, bald hair, very thin, wispy mustache, and long soul patch kind of beard off of the front of his face.
what color is bald hair?
Ah, you're funny. His eyebrows are bushy white.
Bushy white. Okay. You said bald hair, and I
I
go,
know.
bald, I can understand.
Smart ass. I'm smart ass. I'm sorry. Smart aleck. Um, Also in the car is a large um, pongid, uh, silverback on the shoulders, furrowed brow,
Oh,
a metal torque on his forehead.
no. Yeah.
Beside him in the chair is a very ornate mask that looks like a hyena contorted in rage.
Not my problem, not my problem.
But we know about the masks.
And the young lady going from table to table introduces herself as Mila, and that she will act as your servant, your servant here in the dining quarter, bringing you
Yeah.
meals. She does recommend a new delicacy they've added to the menu called a Scottish egg.
Oh,
Nice,
eggs are
nice.
good. I'd like to try that. Um, I have a fellow passenger out in back. He doesn't want to come forward. He'd like a bourbon
Are
with
you sure he doesn't want a Scotch? Boom, boom.
no. He said bourbon,
Oh, okay.
and he said swimming.
Oh, okay. Got it. Got it.
And why don't you take him about 6 of those Scotch eggs?
That would be way too much. I mean, he'd have to be. Wait, he doesn't happen to be dragonborn, does he?
No, he's
Oh,
Goliath.
okay. Phew.
Golian.
Oh,
Golian.
Golian. Okay, yeah, I'll make him a couple. That'd be more than ample.
Well, how big are these eggs?
Well, you take an egg and you let it ferment until the eggshell goes black. Then you wrap it in bacon, and then you wrap the bacon in lamb's meat, and then you wrap the lamb's meat in pork, and you wrap the pork in a big flank steak.
An egg till it's black?
Hmm?
Oh, that sounds awful.
Well, you obviously haven't had one.
I'll try one. I'll
Excellent,
try it.
excellent. So
Everything once.
I'll go get working on those. Um, uh, by the way, if you see any bugs, squash them and then call for the help. We'll clear them out.
Bugs. You mean like around the outside of the train?
Shh, shh. We don't want to make the others nervous, but yes.
Well, I hope none get in here.
Hmm. Been increasingly difficult to keep them out of the. We had a nuisance wild mage letting off magic spells in the back car, and we've had a hard time fumigating the extraneous magicals.
Oh, okay. Um, she watches the priest and the monk,
Okay,
but she sits down with Karsak and just tends to her own business.
okay.
And
So the Dominican is slamming down alcoholic beverage after alcoholic beverage. The ascetic monk is sipping a single glass of tea.
yeah,
Wow.
I know who's going to win in the end. The one that's sober. She kind of titters under her breath.
Unless it's a drunken master.
I don't know that
You,
I don't
you're almost to
recognize.
use information you don't know, Casarac.
What I don't know is I don't recognize the robes that that one priest is wearing at all.
Nope.
never seen them before myself.
Monks I've
Well, what's
seen.
particularly important is the big cross on his back.
Ring any bells?
Vaguely, you remember reading something about a cross sometime in the past, but you can't place where.
Yeah, just kind of bugging her right now, but she's not about to go up and ask them about it yet.
Right. So,
Yeah.
as you're sitting there waiting for your food to be prepared, a a dark figure, maybe 6 feet tall, clothing all dark browns and greens, deep forest greens and things like that, has the look of a human scout. Walks from the back of the food cart and walks directly towards the door towards the engine compartment. When he gets there, Mila intercepts him. He says something to her. She looks around. He lifts two bugs by their legs up in the air so she can see them, and the bugs are still moving. She nods, and he walks on through with the two bugs.
Hmm. Hmm.
Out come the steaming plates. Each of the platters probably weighs close to 10 pounds. She offers the one to you, pulls off the metal tray, and you see the steaming pile of meats. And the aroma of it is absolutely succulent because it's cooked to perfection. Meat's fairly falling apart with its tenderness. It's surrounded by a platter of lentils and leeks and pearl onions.
Okay, that looks good.
Yes.
There's at least parts of it that are edible. I'm not so sure about the egg in the middle, though.
Mm.
She isn't. It doesn't sound at all appetizing. You know, an egg is an egg, and the older they get, the worse they are for a farm girl.
At least give it a try.
I'll try anything once.
Okay.
That's all.
The meats are amazing. The vegetables are al dente and cooked to perfection. The onions themselves have a little bit of the caramelized nature on the outside of the skin, so it gives it a bit of a crisp crunch. Very satisfying meal.
Oh, very good.
Mm.
I hope Cord likes his, and I sent him the drink as well.
Okay. So they bring in your bourbon, and then followed in are two servants carrying the big platters of food.
What's all this then?
Dinner, breakfast, brunch, I guess you'd call it, sent to you by Mary.
All right. I'll eat him in one bite.
It takes more than one, but you can actually palm it and just take big bites off it, and you hear the satisfying crunch when the egg breaks, and the center is flooded with probably three times the yolk you would expect from an egg, especially one that's turned black on the outside. The shells, though, have been carbonized so that they actually it collapses into a little bit of a powdery, peppery dust.
Okay.
I'm gonna chase it with bourbon.
Mm-hmm. Well, that the bourbon is nowhere near enough because you finish basically one big bite, and the swig of the bourbon is gone.
Nice. More. You guys, how much does this all cost?
Cost? It's already been paid. It's on your invoice.
My invoice. What's that?
The document you see attached to your ticket.
I'm gonna look at it.
Well, it's longer by a half than it was the day before, and it lists meals over the next 4 months.
I'm not gonna eat that tomorrow. I won't. I will not. I'm gonna change it. It's gonna change.
Of course it is. Anything
How do
else?
you?
Anything else, sir?
Do you have like a sedative?
Sedative. Well, there is a monk who tells really boring stories up in the front car.
Yeah, I was thinking something more like I won't have leave my seat. But no, other than that, I'm good. Go and enjoy yourselves.
Very good.
And then I'm gonna go try and go to sleep.
Okay, Kasarak, the Golith is stretching out, making it kind of uncomfortable to be in the space with him because he's so big. What are you going to do?
Didn't he come to the dining car with me?
I don't know, did he?
I mean, I probably, I might actually go to the try and find Muriel's cord. It's making it really uncomfortable to be in that seat, and the coffin is making me
You see her.
even more.
You see her cutting into her Scottish egg, kind of picking at it, picking around the center.
Okay.
The meat.
Catherine,
You
Hey,
see
the
the Pongid,
vegetables.
and he's apparently holding court, talking to two of his courtiers.
ignoring him.
Okay.
So you're not gonna try the egg? Too black for
Well,
you?
yeah, I was raised on a farm. Black eggs were bad, but still go ahead and cut into it.
Well, it doesn't so much cut into it; it's kind of crumbled to pieces. It has a little bit of a hardness to the whites, which seems odd because the yolks are runny as all get out, and it explodes a yellow torrent all over the outside of your meats.
Well, that part seems to be okay, but I don't know about this rubbery stuff. She tries a little bit of each piece thing. She eats the meats, no problem, but of the egg, she just tries it.
Yeah, it's
You
not bad
know,
at all. It's not bad at all. It's rich and a little bit salty, which is surprising because usually eggs are so bland.
yeah. Huh. I don't know what they did, but it really isn't as bad as it looks. Looks
See?
terrible, but it's not bad at all. In fact, it's a little bit salty, which is kind of a lot better than normal. We always use salt and pepper on them, or sometimes, chopped up some meats and threw it in there, especially ham because it was so salty.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're
Like
only
it's,
about three-quarters of the way through the meal, and you can feel the train starting to decelerate.
We can't be there already.
The conductor comes down the center aisle, ringing his bell and saying, "First stop, ninth iteration.
what?
Have your tickets ready for disembarkation if you're
Wait,
looking for ninth iteration." Ding, 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 ding.
ninth iteration?
Um, that
I'm going to stand up from my slumber with bleary eyes and say, hey, that's blaspheme.
Excuse me, sir?
What the hell is ninth?
Oh, don't worry about it, sir. You haven't a ticket for it.
I want it. Can I buy one right now?
oh God.
I want to see the future.
I'll trade you for the sword.
What?
I'll trade you for the sword.
I'll sit back down, chagrined.
He continues on down the ticket thing, smiling as he goes.
Yeah.
There's a shifting of some cars. You hear some rattling. And he comes back down the line. You hear the blast of the horns twice more, and the train's ready to take off again.
Is the priest still in the? Oh, the priest was in the dining hall or in
Yeah, in the
the.
dining car. As a matter of fact, the monk uh, tips, puts his hands to his forehead, to his chin, and then to his hips as he turns and walks away from the priest. Priest, slack-jawed, is looking at the table like he's surprised the guy would leave in the middle of the game, but with a huff, he starts to reposition the pieces on the board.
She goes over to him while he's sitting there. Excuse me, sir. Uh,
Oh, I'm no sir. I'm a child of the Lord, just as you are, my child. Please have a seat.
I don't know what Lord you talk about.
Only
I
one,
don't,
the
sir.
only one on high, and he raises his hand. The All Father, the one and true.
When are you from?
I'm confused. I am Francis of Dominic. Who are you?
I'm Mary Elwyn.
Oh, nice to meet you. You play any chess by chance?
No, I've never seen a chessboard before.
Great. Have a seat. I'll teach you.
But if I don't know how to play, how can it afford you any pleasure?
Wow, my child, you don't understand the value and the virtue of the one true God.
I serve a god, thank you.
Oh yeah.
And I
Uh,
serve
breakfast,
NYCOS.
lunch, dinner,
Um,
No,
afternoon tea.
I have tried to show you respect
Really?
for
Really?
your
Where?
belief.
Where? Can you show me where's respect? He looks around. I don't see any respect here.
You don't. I was just curious about. Um,
For God has no respect of persons.
she looks at him a moment. How does one address you?
Usually you start with the underclothes, left arm first. Sometimes you start with the
I
trousers first.
didn't say
Depends on how indecorous
dress.
they are.
I said address.
Oh, you may call me father.
Okay. Apparently, that's some title of respect for your position.
No, I am both a father and a brother. Therefore, I am a father.
Mm.
You're a smother, I'm no doubting. A sister and a mother to somebody.
A sister to no one and a mother to one that is lost to me.
Oh, I'm sorry, my child. Loss of a child is a horrible thing. No one should have to bury their own children.
No, no one should have to bury their own children. Anyway, I was curious about the symbol on your back.
The symbol on my back, oh, that's simply the cross upon which our Lord and Savior died.
You say you serve a God and he died?
His son
I
did.
am.
His child did.
Oh,
It's
I
okay. He
serve.
lives. He lives again and lives to save us all. About this time, Mila comes by and slaps him on the back of the head and said, "There'll be none of that here. No evangelizing. Stop it." He goes, "Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Are we gonna play some chess or what?"
No, thank you. I don't like
Let
games.
me give it a go.
I don't understand. Yes, please. My friend would be eager to learn.
Oh, Kasarak, how are you doing, sir?
All right.
So hard to hear about your demise.
Yeah, he kind of gives like, okay. So apparently everybody knows
Well, we
that
all saw the coffin being brought on board. We had to ask.
well, as you can see, Father, I am quite alive, at least for this moment
Oh, yes, as a good friend of mine, Mark Twain, once said, the rumors of my death were greatly exaggerated.
indeed, indeed.
Actually, it wasn't him. It was Will Rogers. But I digress.
Yeah.
Uh, Shadrach is going to look at the pieces of the board and kind of bat an eye at Father Nellick. This looks to be an arrangement for a battle. At
Oh,
least,
and rightly so, for this is the battlefield of the soul of men.
well, since apparently,
While this is going on, Cord, you're finishing off your second of the breakfasts. Still hoping for another drink, and haven't brought one to you yet. But there's a halfling female sitting on the edge of a shoebox across from the entryway to your cabin. She's just swinging her feet off of it and looking at you. Look of sheer joy on her face.
I'm gonna stop chewing and then say, "Yes, can I help you?"
Go, Stephen.
Hello. How are you doing today?
Doing fine. How are you?
What are you having to eat today?
Um, nacho,
Not your cheese?
nacho business. Do you want some?
Yeah, I'll have some of your business.
It's very hearty stuff. I'm not gonna be able to finish this.
Okay, so she has twin daggers, one on either hip. She has a row of darts in a bandolier across her chest. She's not wearing any shoes. The fur on her feet, however, has been tied into tiny little pink bows, and her hair is tied in a bigger version of the same bow behind her head.
oh,
Why does that sound familiar? uh,
Your name's Chastity.
yeah.
Anyway,
Hi.
do you want some of this?
Yes, please.
I'm gonna hand the rest of the egg stuff to her.
Okay.
Enjoy, I guess. What are you doing here on this train?
Huh? I saw I saw my future husband come to this train, so I came to find him.
Who's he?
I don't know. I just saw him walk in and I was Dan's eyes. So I walked in too.
Um. Well, good luck with that. Do you need help finding your future husband?
No, of course not. But I am
Um.
looking for some treasure, a special symbol. I mean, relic. There you go. It's blue.
Oh. Oh. I'm gonna point to the big sword leaning up against the side of the train. This.
It's much too large for you, Chastity, and it doesn't even have any dragon symbols on it.
No, that's not it. It was
I mean,
it's long, but I
uh-huh.
think it's the same material.
Right. You're looking for some of this stuff?
No, maybe. I don't know. I saw it in a dream.
You're looking for some of this blue stuff.
Well, she's on a train for the 6th iteration too.
Hmm.
She's heard stories about the green orb falling, and remember she said she's fascinated with dragon stuff.
Where are you getting off?
6th iteration?
Tirkun.
Tirkun?
What are you going to find there?
It's the last reported location of the Eye of the Dragon.
It's the last reported location of the Eye of the Dragon.
And that is
something I've been eyeing for quite a while.
Is it like an artifact or?
She called it a relic, so yes.
Okay. Why do you want this artifact?
You have a buyer in Tenerife who wants it.
Someone is willing to pay a high price in Tenerife for it.
Okay.
There's supposed to be a pair of them, but you've only seen the mention of one of them.
There's supposedly a pair, but I only seen one so far. If only I could find the other one, that would be amazing.
Oh yeah,
double
Mary
the
has
price.
it.
What?
Mary has it.
Who's Mary?
Oh,
I shouldn't have said that, should I?
That was great. Thank you for that faux pas.
oh, nope.
It's
10 intelligence fighter strikes again.
Oh yeah, Mary. Mary. Mary
is this
is
the
a
woman
mirror.
they came on to the train with?
No, Mary's a mirror. Get it?
Mirror,
Mirror, Mary.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
I'm gonna get up from my from the table, take out a coin, face it down as paying for the information, and walk away. And
you
sit
left
away.
you left a coin here.
The coin says 2i on it.
You left a coin. Probably shouldn't leave things. Okay. Alright. I'm not gonna touch the coin. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. Thanks,
Sorry.
Steven. Thanks, Steven. That was nice and annoying. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh boy.
A little bit later, Mary comes back to the car.
Hey, Mary.
Hi. Did you enjoy those Scotch eggs?
They're pretty good. I enjoyed the bourbon a lot more. I also enjoyed telling Cord right to his face that I'm in charge here.
Did you?
I did. I didn't order what he wanted.
Well, one small victory. You've got to keep him up, though.
Yeah.
You can't give him an inch, because he'll try to keep you so you cannot sleep well, and therefore weaken your will.
Yeah, he's already offered several times to do that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna have to. wreck him one of these days.
Okay, so Kasrak, your conversation with the priest has basically gone through the description of how the pieces move on the board and things like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll percentage dice for Owen to see what kind of expertise you might have, what kind of natural talent you might have.
Okay. Not much.
He goes. So how well do you know Gandhi anyway?
I've never heard of this.
Well, that was that peaceful young fellow that was sitting in your chair a few minutes ago. I just didn't know. The one that got off in 9th iteration.
First I've heard of this iteration. Well, the 9th. But to answer your question, John, 23. So
you're fair to passing beginner. You understand how the pieces work pretty
It's
easily.
empty now. Okay, what's that?
This is the state cafe.
So where do your predilections lie? To whom do you give fealty? What are the purposes that you serve?
I am a initiate of the Green Veil. We are, I guess, protectors of life in all its forms.
Interesting.
We believe that all life is sacred. And
every sperm is sacred. That's true. I'd agree with you there.
Well,
every sperm is needed in your neighborhood.
He kind of will give a smile like, yes. I mean, yeah. That is not quite what I was going for, but I can, yeah, that.
Oh.
We believe that life should be protected unless absolutely necessary. I mean,
You keep looking over that Ponget. Is there something wrong over there?
He'll be like, he's just bigger than most I've seen.
Oh, yeah, but that mask is really cool.
That's one word for it.
That was 2 words for it.
Oh, God. Sorry, I didn't mean to put your Lord's name in vain.
Who? What?
Okay, apparently I can say that without offense.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't do that.
By chance, he'll lower his voice. Did you happen to hear how it happened? My demise.
Oh, yeah, you put yourself down.
Okay. What? He goes kind of white, trying to figure out what would cause that. Okay.
Too much into it.
Yeah. So I suicide.
So
Uh,
is this a day trip for you, or do you spend a lot of time in the sixth?
I was actually born in the 6th,
Oh, so we're going home.
in a matter of speaking.
Well, isn't that what offing yourself would do as well? Be a way of going home? If you believe in a hereafter, of course. And right now, beer is what I'm here after. Beer! More beer! He calls to Mila, and Mila comes running.
yes, ma'am, sir. Here's your beer.
You want anything? If
Hmm.
you tell me tea, I'm going to punch you in the head.
No, this young fella wants
I
tea.
was thinking more wine, but
Really?
Fancy
I really
pants.
can't stand the taste of that stuff. It leaves that horrible grit in my mouth. Oh, and the aftertaste. Oh, you mean actual wine, not just me whining. Sorry.
yes, actual wine. Preferably a good elven vintage, but to each his own.
2 bottles of wine coming up. Because you
Yes,
said
sir.
2 each is on.
And I'll bring back 2 wines. That'll be double.
It's okay. It's already paid for. It's on the invoice.
Yeah, all that. So he'll drink his wine slowly unless we're done with the chess game.
Oh, no, we're just getting started. This is just the opening
yeah.
moves.
So we'll slowly nurse his wine as we're.
Well, all of a sudden the train is just slowing down again.
We must be at 8th. Unless this thing doesn't actually go in A order.
Ding, 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 ding. Now arriving. 6th iteration. Tirkun. Everybody off.
Okay, apparently that's my stepfather.
It's your stepfather? Well, he's my personal father. It could be your Lord and Savior, too.
Please
Oh,
calm down.
you said stop.
Stop.
I'm sorry.
Yes.
I misunderstood. I thought you said he was your stepfather.
Nope. And he'll
Only you, John. Only you.
kind of.
You can't keep from laughing. The monks the priest has had a few too many beers.
How many? Okay.
Okay.
Can I, as I'm leaving, can I tell how drunk he looks?
Well, he's a functional drunk, so he drinks quite a bit.
Yeah. But he will give a respectful bow to Dominic as he leaves.
Dominic would say I would stand up, but I would fall down. So I will continue to sit here. You have a great day. I'm onward to the first iteration again. I've got another run to make.
Good luck. And if
Don't forget your wine, sir. You already paid for it.
he'll take the bottle of wine and try and find the other 2 Myriad cord.
As you go down the corridor, here comes the goat guy ringing the bell. Now arriving, Tirkun. All off for 6th iteration, Tirkun.
And heading to the front. Well, what would pass for the
Exit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're looking across the blasted landscape of what must have been a metropolis. There are probably, for 6 or 10 blocks from this center point, nothing but blasted, smoky, and decrepit ruins.
Now, Kazarak was not actually from Tirkun, or
Right, you were not.
he's still gonna look around. Secular waste.
Okay, so as you're standing there in the doorway, your party members come up behind you.
What is this place?
Tirkun, 6th iteration, all off. All ashore.
How do we get a ride?
All ashore that's going ashore.
When's the next ride back?
Oh, there isn't any. This was an express train. It's meant to bring you here.
we supposed to be here?
Well, that's what the you and the 10 refrigerator cars are meant to stay here.
All right. Okay. All right. What's a train like?
Okay, it's express delivery, but when are you going to pick up this car and the other 10 refrigerator cars?
I don't know what you're talking about. I was told to drop them off here. I don't have any clue when we'll be coming back to pick it up. It's not on my manifest.
All right. Good day to you then.
Can I
Alrighty.
buy tickets for a return trip?
Not from here, ma'am. We don't have the capability to pick you up a ticket from here.
We'll just have to walk, Mary. I'll be fine.
Walk to the 8th iteration. You must be kidding.
Oh, it's
I
it's
don't.
it's only about 1,300 miles.
No, walk to the nearest train station.
This is the nearest train station,
Okay,
isn't
the
it?
second nearest train station.
Well, this yeah, but
No,
this train station is going to be departing in about 10 minutes or less.
Do you want to stay here or do you want to get back on the train?
Sorry, you don't have passage. Tickets
I
only brought you here.
came here to fight the Jurassic. I'm here to fight the Jurassic, Mary. I'll tug my sword off the train and stand there in the waist and just
Okay.
survey it.
So you're
Cord
Miri.
says you can make that a lot lighter. Just give me permission to BS.
Permission doesn't increase strength for it.
No, but it
I
does.
hope you know that.
It does require a significant increase in access.
Access doesn't also increase strength. I don't think
You're
you're getting
talking
what I'm
again to
trying to.
yourself? I can make it smaller for you, and I won't ask any favors from you.
In the
I think making it smaller defeats the purpose of it.
okay.
It might make it slightly easier
Please
to get.
disembark. Please disembark. We need to get on with our mission.
I'm standing outside the train with the sword.
Okay. After a little bit later, you hear the two blasts on the horn, and 17 meters later, the train and all but the back 10 cars leaps away. As it does so, the tracks vanish, and the train cars now are sitting a bit askew in the dirt.
I'll look at the train.
You what?
Wow.
I'm gonna look at the terrain.
Terrain? It's a blasted ruin. Looked like the whole city was leveled. There's
Hills.
No, well, it's a little bit hilly. You can see different ridges inside the city's limits. But for the entirety of this hex and both connecting hexes, there's nothing but ruins.
There's like ruined buildings.
Right.
Okay.
Just all one city? She asked Kasarak.
Yes.
One city this large? I've never seen anything like it.
All right.
Oh, do you know what destroyed it?
You can see that above the city, for the whole of the horizon line, is a black and foreboding cloud streaked with multicolored blasts of lightning from time to time. A slight echo of the thunder rumbles across the landscape, frightening small flocks of what can only be described as possibly bat-like things that leap into the air at the sound of the rumble.
It's a time storm. I forget what any of the elements of the storm means, but
Well, red tends to be control. I mean,
yeah, but there were
yeah.
like aspects of the storm that would indicate its nature, and I've forgotten what those were.
Right.
Well, whatever.
So, in meta, my first thought was that this was also blasted by the other's weapon.
No, because it was a cleansing weapon. It was radiant and cleared the zones, leaving pure cleansed material. This is not like that at all. Instead, this looks more like blackened, scorched ruins, like what a monster would do if it had time to just tear up the whole city.
So
Buildings are laid down for blocks in a row. Like whatever it was so massive that it just literally walked through the.
What's the temperature?
It's mid 80s outside. Humid as all get out. Maybe 30% humidity.
Despite this, Cord shivers. All
I
right.
think I think this
Um,
could either be a storm or perhaps our
It's
quarry.
it's what you remember of Cocoon. You remember it was a
Yeah,
veil of shadows, but you'd never been here, so you didn't know about
yeah.
the destroyed buildings.
right. Well, um, I see no other course of action but to go
For scale
invest.
comparison, the surface area that you see blackened covers an area bigger than the LA basin.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a big area.
Megalopolis.
I see another course of action but to go over to the big pulsating storm mass over there, or ring the dinner bell. Which do you guys want to do?
Well, wasn't he in some sort of alley?
The whole of this area is all blasted. There's no sign of nature in any direction. The
Give
only,
me a moment.
the only thing of coherency is the 10 train cars that are now sitting on the ground at weird skewed angles because they fell into the actual soil and there are no railroad tracks beneath them any longer.
Yeah.
Well, um, Trask, Trask,
I don't think you'll find him here, do you?
probably not. Dracoon's a big area. Let's go to the
Um,
big storm.
I'm trying to remember one of
We
my
are
lower.
already under the edges of the storm.
Oh, yeah.
That might help. Oh, it's locate object, not
Wait a
locate
minute.
thing.
Hold up. The trains only go to storms, don't they?
You're starting to learn something, aren't you?
Oh. Oh, I thought the trains could just go wherever they wanted. They only go to storms. They use. Oh, this makes a lot more sense. Okay.
Now that you mention that, yeah. As I think of, wow. So
I'm going to step forward into the wastes.
Okay, you only go about 300 paces and you come to the edge of a large indentation in the ground. Looks like maybe a meteor crater without any exploded ridge. Furthermore, it's actually in the shape of a four-toed foot with a trailing fifth claw.
How big is it in diameter?
Um, the pad itself, the main body of the foot, is almost 10 feet across.
that's a big foot.
Yep, it is a big foot. And you know what they say? Defeating a Trask is also a large feat too.
Exactly. You're getting it. You're getting it. That's worth the
Yeah.
BP.
All right. Let's keep
I
this.
have a question. They have locate creature, fourth level divination.
Yep.
So I could try to locate it.
My range is 1,000 feet, and if it was 1,000 feet of here, we'd probably see it, unless it was buried.
Then
But anyway,
you see another of the footsteps almost 60 yards further along. Whatever it was running as it passed this area sometime in the past.
how fresh to the foot? I'm not a tracker or anything, but how fresh to the?
Not fresh at all. Well, ish. There'd be
Okay, so they're not like within the past 10 hours.
no.
Okay. We could make a lot of noise. Get up somewhere high.
Let's try someplace high.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe on
There's
one of those.
ruined buildings.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking one of those ridges or high places that
Well,
are, you know.
everything from horizon to horizon is uh, looks like it's funny been terraformed and then structures built on it. So
Yeah. Well, we'll try to find something that's fairly whole, or where at least enough of it is falling down to make a stable base of support that we can get some elevation
Okay. Using your step bait capability, you find yourself on a rooftop. Um,
on.
there's a sound of something alive within the building down below you, but you don't see anything per se. All around the outside of the building are blood stains and possibly some torn limbs still laying around on the ground. You're high enough up you can't really make out what kind of species they were.
No, but there's just leftover stuff. Okay, no sign of anything.
No sign of anything living.
Do you still have that scope that you took off the rifle?
No.
No. Okay.
Let's go see what that living thing is.
Too bad you didn't have it. That would be allow us to see further.
Let's go see what that living thing is beneath us.
So you're gonna go down into the building.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Okay, as
And
you enter the
I'll go look.
building, as you open the door to the inside of the building, the smell and aroma of charnel is
Predator.
eye-watering. Whatever it is down there eats flesh, and apparently doesn't care whether it's living, dead, decayed, or otherwise.
You really want to waste time with this?
Hello?
You hear a sound of scrabbling down below, moving towards the sound of your voice.
Hello?
You hear the pounding of feet up staircases from below.
Hey!
And
Hi!
And you see what looks to be 30 to 40 feral looking creatures, bipedal, eyes of a sickly green, and the bodies themselves are emanating the same color of green.
Alright. I'm going to step backwards at the door and close it.
Yeah.
Okay, when the first one hit the door, it's just a solid impact. Then you see, more disturbing than that, places where the metal of the outside of the door are punched in as if somebody hit it with their fist, and you see the knuckles through the outside of the wall.
I don't think that door is gonna hold.
Right. Should I kill him?
I was gonna send a blade barrier down there. I can set up a blade barrier, and what makes it through, you can kill.
Oh, okay.
They'll break through, but she sets it about 3 feet in front of the door. She sets a blade barrier from one part of the wall to another part of the wall, and wait till they break through. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Tesseract, what spells might you have that can help?
I have Thorn Whip, Thunderwave, and I think those are my only two offensive spells. I have some healing, but
Healing is good. Keep yourself up. Thunderwave could be useful. It can do some damage.
I'm going to reach through the blade wall and open the door.
You
Okay,
can't really.
as she casts Blade Wall and you walk towards the blade barrier, you can see that the blades are cracked and pitted and look exploded like the asphalt with the stones removed.
Mary, is your magic feeling a little weak?
No, why do you ask?
Your blades aren't looking very good.
She turns and looks at the blades.
Yeah, you focus in and realize you're a whirling wall of Morgles.
Morgul.
Something is corrupting your magic here.
Don't put your hand in there; it will take your soul.
And
You try.
within a few seconds, you hear silence on the far side of the wall.
All right, put that down, Mary.
Put it down.
Pull down the barrier.
Drop the spell.
Okay, she drops the spell.
Okay, you don't hear any. You hear nothing but silence beyond the door.
All right, I'll open the door.
There is a pile of corrupted forms. Looks like they've been drained of their life essence.
Good God, what happened?
Oh, this is pleasant.
But what happened to my spell?
Try casting Guiding Bolt.
She picks a target and casts guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt has to be targeted on a sentient being or structure.
Okay,
Then-
then target a building.
Okay, she targets a building.
Okay. From here, you can't really tell anything except that where she struck, there's a hole in the door.
All right.
Is this place cursed?
Probably. Something like it.
Can I do a nature check to?
Yes, there's absolutely nothing natural about this place. It looks like magic unleashed in a hellish way.
This place has been heavily corrupted by magic.
The prisons? Question mark. Probably the prisons.
I need to free this place.
Looking down at the street, you see a blonde-headed, maybe 25-year-old man. He has a shirt, but it's tied around his waist, so he's bare-chested. He has a tattoo of a sun on the center of his chest, and he's holding above his head a glaive, shiny black surface, and it crackles with a purplish energy.
Can we step down to him, Mary?
I think we'll just step back from the edge so we can't see him and he can't see us.
Yes.
What? Can we talk to him? Probably knows what the Jurassic is.
I don't like that weapon.
Oh?
Black.
He's shouting something to the skies. So it just echoes across the desolate spaces.
Can I go down there and talk to him?
Why? Why?
Nice. Can I go down there and talk to him, Mary?
Yeah, if you want to, I'll back you up, but I'm not happy about this.
Okay, I'm gonna climb down and talk to him.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you basically let yourself down on the outside, and then with a couple of bounds, you're down at ground level.
Hail and well met, friend.
He turns the weapon to face you as if it was trying to defend himself. He shows the sign of ready grace, a master of the tool that he holds in his hand. And he said, "Be ye demon or be ye man?"
Man?
"Ah, fare thee, sir. Do not interfere with my quest, for I must find and destroy that which took my family."
I'm with you, buddy. Was it possibly a really large creature that destroyed?
I have not yet seen it, for it seems to fear me, for it does not come close. I hear its roar. I see the damage to the buildings, but I have not yet seen the beast.
How come it killed your family and you didn't see it then?
How can you see death itself? How can you see the wind that eats souls?
How can you see death? Well, I've seen my own chest exploded inwards by a 50 caliber round. I've seen death before. It's quite easy to see death. So where is this beast?
He says, "Listen," and you can hear the grinding and the tearing of equipment or walls someplace nearby.
That's it?
That's all I ever have gotten an opportunity to see. I am known as Alos, and I am here to avenge my people.
I'm here to kill a Jurassic. I'm Cord, by the way.
Nice to meet you, Cord. Are you on the path toward deity as well?
Yes, I am.
Ah, in that case, allow me to be the first to challenge you.
What?
I therefore challenge you to a duel,
Why?
destroying the Tarask is my purpose here, and I will
Are
not let
you
someone else
insane?
stand.
Look around. We're in a wasteland. Why would you want to duel me here?
For you challenge my ability to take my prize.
I never said you couldn't beat the Trask. I just want to do it too.
Mary calls down. Well, you might each be able to complete your thing because the Tarrasque returns.
There can
It's
be,
true.
he shouts to the wind, there can be only one.
Cord,
What?
I think you're gonna have to fight this guy. I don't think he's gonna back down. You wish he would, but I don't think that's the case.
No, can I deny your duel? I deny your duel. No, I'm not gonna fight you. I don't.
Then I
You
have
are
no choice. He bows towards you and takes up the ready position with his glaive.
Are you serious? Can we just have like a friendly competition? And you're kidding. You've got to be joking. Okay.
Mary starts climbing down the wall.
And then I'm going to run toward the sound of the breaking equipment. Doing my best to avoid this guy.
He sprints alongside you and says, "It will do you no good, for I have the shoes of the Zephyr, and I will not allow you to beat me there. Fight me for the honor, or else die where you stand."
You know what? Fine. If you want this so much, I'm on a mission from God. I will fight you an honorable duel. Will it be with tools or with bare hands? I'll let you choose.
When you stop, he looks at you and says, "Your sword is sufficient. I will use my glaive."
Okay. So you want a countdown, or are we just gonna start?
Well, he just starts whirling it around him like a martial artist would, spinning the blade and the handle in such a way to show that he can handle himself well. And he brings it to a stop, blade down towards you, both hands on the handle.
I'm going to level all 15 feet of my sword at him.
Okay. Roll
all right.
Huh. Shame we can't enter.
It's a dirty 20.
The only thing I can do is I'll heal him, but that I won't interfere in the fight because.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's medium, so I have disadvantage against him.
Yes.
Because the sword is so big, it's hard to use against medium targets, right?
Right, and you hear a voice in your head say, "Release me, and let us do this properly, and you shall have a weapon worthy of you."
Oh, I get what's happening here. He's going to start beating me, and then the only way out of this fight will be to accept you. Well, I can always run.
Yes, but you've already...
So I'm not going to accept you.
Fine, but you've already engaged him, so...
yeah.
Your natural 20 would have hit him, but for some reason it comes in contact with two black blades. There's a figure standing there that wasn't there before.
It was a 17.
Yes, but he fades into presence between you and your target. His two black misty blades contacting your sword in such a way as to counter the attack.
Oh, I see you've deflected my 4,000 pounds of sword. This disturbs me. I'll be candid.
Yes, and the figure who's standing with the swords crossed in front of you is wearing a mask of black covering all of his face. The golden man, Ayla, turns to you and says, "My friends can aid me. Why do not your friends aid you? Are they afraid of death themselves?"
Okay.
Yo, Mary, what's the hold up? Come here and nuke him.
Nuke him?
Yeah.
I will heal you, Cord. But you accepted his fight or were forced to it. I will not allow. Oh,
Miri, my dear.
you're, you're getting your sleeve tugged on by the little green wizard, little green druid.
I think our opponent just said we can aid Cord in this fight, so we can aid him any way we can. And boom with the black guy.
Okay, roll to hit.
okay.
Nice auto parry feature. Next round, I'm just gonna hold the sword up, and it's so wide it will block my entire body.
That would be a 16 to hit.
Yeah, you wrap the thorn whip around his arm. Do your damage.
I just need to kick and see what Thornwood's damage is because I have not used that spell. I think it's only a D8, but
I think it's a D6, but it's got some modifier. I thought.
Thank you, Kasarak. Appreciate it. Miri, I would test some of your magic before you use a Morgul weapon on him.
I won't use that spell again.
Okay.
Wait, okay, that begs the question. Is my thorn whip weird?
Only that it looks sickly because there's not a lot of plant life here to draw on. You're pulling up basically to make it a thorn whip. You're actually pulling up the rotted, decayed roots of plants nearby.
So he takes 4 points of damage.
Okay. He uses his second knife to cut the thorn whip from around his wrist, so you don't get to pull him off balance.
Yeah, it's a. I mean, it's a cantrip, so I could do that all day.
Right.
I place a fireball on top of the two of them, so I don't catch Cord.
But you'll catch
Kasarak?
Yep.
I doubt that.
Well, then I'll do Flame Strike.
Okay.
And on the guy in particular.
Okay.
Come on, man. We don't have to fight.
You mean pick up? You don't want her to pick up a sword and fight. That would be the most stupid thing she could do.
No, I'm talking to the golden-haired guy. Come on. See reason. This is a needless duel.
I cannot remember how many dice that gets.
Fireball?
Flame Strike. It does a 10 by 10 square.
Okay, I think it's 46 radiant and 46 fire.
What level spell is that?
That's a good question.
That usually is a 5th level spell, but I just look up Flame Strike in the back. Let me look. And also, I push it up. I'll push it up to a 7th level spell. There's not a lot of great 7th level spells.
Okay. In that case, it's going to be 6d6 radiant and 66 fire.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't know how useful I'll be in this fight, Cord, because
it's fine. I doubt that they're much stronger than me. Otherwise, I probably would have beaten the Trask by now.
True.
Damn it, I don't have the dice.
Just roll just any 6. I didn't just count how many dice you roll.
Okay. Wait, I think I can get a dice out of here. At least I have 2. I can't find my whole box. I had it here the other day. And now I can't find it at all. My whole box.
It's there, Gene. I'm certain of it.
Yeah, it's there somewhere. It's gotta be.
Avon calling.
Okay. There.
Suddenly, there is a fish, a koi-like fish warrior, appears on the side of the horizon, also dressed in green, waving his arms as in a ritual spell.
10,
Uh-oh, Mary, target that next guy.
20.
He's with him.
Ooh, 10, 10, 12. 32 points radiant. Um,
Wow.
that's 6. Yeah, I rolled double sixes at the end and
Well,
3 5s.
32 points is more than enough to cause the shadowy figure literally to burst into dust.
Okay. And then the next one is 6 and 6. Nowhere near as high. And 4 and 3. 7. 6, 6, and 7.
19.
That's 19 points.
19 points. The figure that is Ayla says,
Yeah.
he says, your magic can only empower me as it comes from the very source that I seek. I grant you the power of your what was the first damage you did?
Radiant.
Radiant. Yeah. So he actually is energized by that, but so 32 minus the 19. So you actually only do 12 points to him because he actually draws energy from the light. He says, "I am already on my way of ascension path. Do not stand in my way, Cord of Torg. This is not your time nor your battle."
Oh. How can I trust you?
I have already achieved a level of ascension. Nee is here as my monitor to ensure that the fight goes fairly. How dare you engage on me without a provocation? This is not your time nor your battle. I have said that once. Now I have said it twice. A third time, and you will be banished.
I'm gonna ask you again. How can
Oh
I
my
trust
God,
you?
this.
Wait a moment. Cord, in many ways, he's right. This is not our time. The giraffe comes back. We're going to have to take care of him in our iteration.
I think I confused you on that angle, Miri. Sorry.
Okay, so it's not my time. I'm gonna lower my sword then. Okay, so it's not my time or place.
Nee, the priest, who was actually was enchanting a friendship spell, is able to stop the spell since you dropped the blade, and walks down from the rubble that he's standing on. He is the mentor for Ayla and is here to help him on his path towards ascension. Nee looks at you and says, "Where is your mentor?"
I don't have one.
Then you are not prepared yet for the threat that you face.
Sure, I am. I pat the sword. I've got. Oh wait, I've got myself as a mentor. Of course, I have a mentor right here. The sword.
You acknowledge you acknowledge this? He looks at your sword.
No, no, I changed my mind. Never mind. No,
The
not
sword
the mentor.
says, "Yes, I accept. I shall be his mentor."
No. Keep on saying no, Cord. Keep on
It's too
saying
late,
no.
Mary. It's too late. It's too late.
No, it's never too late, Cord.
No, it's
It's
too late.
never too late. Say no, Cord. Please
I
tell
deny
us.
this.
Not too
I
late.
was joking. I called you. I take back seats. That was a joke. Psych. Psych.
So you're gonna name tag this conversation? Is that what I hear you say?
Hey, remember that blessing Mary gave me at the beginning of my quest where I got to go back and reroll something?
Yes.
I'm gonna use that blessing right now.
All right.
Back
So
on
as
that.
of now, you back up to before you said that the sword could
Yes,
be your
I
mentor.
have no mentor.
You had somebody that set you on the quest, didn't you?
Yeah, Wallace. He just gave me the quest. He can't mentor me. I don't have a mentor.
Then you're not yet ready for the battle. Please stand down and only observe, or else you will cause an imbalance in the universe. Do you want that upon your head?
Can you send me home, please?
Can I get in the meta for a second?
Sure.
Can it Miri be your mentor? In a sense?
No.
Sorry, I don't know her name.
She's like 8 years younger than me.
So?
And she's the same level, so she can't be he could claim her as a mentor, but then she would have to go through the ritual of ascension so that she would have the rank and the right to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and see, she's not
Well,
planning to do that.
Okay.
But
I'm
thank you for
willing to.
asking that, Nee. That was a
Yeah.
good answer.
Okay. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna seize my sword. Fine. You guys go ahead and enjoy. Before you do that, I have several questions.
Sure, as we have not yet faced against the Tarask, you may ask.
Do you have any recommendations for mentors?
Avatars of your time would probably be best.
Um,
Cord,
what?
Cord,
What?
the real Cord,
Yes.
your
Yeah.
namesake.
I
No,
haven't
He,
been able to reach him.
his cord as called for is an outsider and would not be considered worthy of being a mentor.
Question two: how do we get back to our time?
Stay long enough for Ayla to make his um, ascension, and he can grant you that.
Okay. Can I watch the fight?
Ayla goes, I can. Nee goes, you have no idea what you are capable of. Continue.
my
Free your
best wishes
mind.
for
can I
your
say something in
success.
the matter?
Sure.
You guys should try to be friends with Acord, and maybe you will gain
Hmm.
something out of it.
Not
Like
gonna
not just
befriend that
not
I
douchebag.
give I give him my best wishes and a blessing go on you. The blessing of life go on you for
Well,
your
thank you.
success.
Thank you. We greatly appreciate that. And Knee of the Prism Guard salutes you, and he crosses his arms. And when he does, as he crosses his arms and brings them out, two circles of light of a crystalline nature appear around his hands.
Yeah, show off. I'm gonna beat the Tarrasque twice as good as you're going to.
Oh.
I said
Okay.
make
Once
friends.
again,
Make
I
friends.
He attacked me. I'm not making friends with this D-bag.
every
Look at we need to keep Kasarak alive. Um, so his the announcement of his death is much overestimated. Um,
Oh,
and
oh, that does make a difference. Thank you, says Nee.
wait.
You are the chosen one, Kasarak.
Catherine is kind of like getting that deer in the headlights look because he still is unclear what that actually means. And
And then the Tarask erupts from beneath the surface of the planet. There beside you, from underneath one of the buildings, lifting the building into the sky, rises a creature that is 12 stories in height. It's about as wide as a city block, and its huge, tearing claws still drag the ground even as it ascends to full height. It probably weighs in at somewhere close to 500,000 metric tons. It's monstrous, just huge.
That changed from 20 tons real fast.
Yeah.
I see the skin as like blood red, and the claws are just digging downwards into the house.
Well,
Okay.
actually, no. It actually is of a stony nature because it is the spirits of the Eldrin that congealed for all those years have basically animated the very rock.
Oh, so that library in called Concordia was BSing me. All right,
It was
makes
under
sense.
well, it was only referring to the one in your time. This one had a whole iteration to build, and it's right close to the actual origin point, so the rage is fresher. By the time it gets to your time, a lot of time has passed and that rage has somewhat subsided. So the one you're fighting would be a considerably smaller version of this one.
I'm gonna run, grab Miri, and grab Kasarak, and shout, "Miri, step us out of here, quick!"
okay, she steps him out.
And
Well, wait. If we step away, how do we get him to help us later?
as you grab the two of them and start to step out, Nee is screaming, "Not yet! Not
Okay, she
yet!"
she stops.
Huh?
She stops.
Ayla kneels in front of the beast, raises his weapon over his head, and drops to a knee, pointing the weapon upward.
Okay.
As he does so, the creature raises its arms like it's about ready to rain down destruction on the little warrior. And the warrior quintuples in size, becoming taller than Cord.
And
Okay.
Barry, if you can bless him with any of your magics, that'd be a good idea.
Blast what?
Nay, 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 nay! You can't be having anybody help. Allah has to do this on his own.
Hey, how do you do that? Can I do that?
This is an example of the power of your faithful. These are the manifestations of the prayers on his behalf being raised by the warriors of the nations of uh, of Rondar. I'm sorry, of Aranar, far to the north.
Okay, so he's got people. So
That's what you're missing.
As the
Yeah,
as he becomes larger and he's still about a third of the size of the beast, and it swings at him, and he deflects it off the halberd, and chunks of the creature go flying as its claws stand against the indomitable power of the truth of his weapon.
Mm.
The brilliance of light shows the fleshy bits that fly off of um, the Tarask as being the spiritual remnants of Eldrin spirits screaming as they die a second time.
Oof.
okay, can we go now? I'm
No, not right now until this is done.
The
I
I see.
At that point, now that he's got a little bit of a taste for the success of it, what's his name spirals his weapon into the opposite hands and once again raises it to the sky, and for a second time he drops to the knee. And when he does the second time, the light in the area just beams out as a radiant arc in the direction of the Tarask. The ground under the Tarask crumbles and collapses, and again the creature is drawn into the ground, the spirits of the lower half of its legs seeming to root themselves in the soil and try to drag themselves down into the earth. Nee turns to you and says, "These are the prayers of those the might of Ara has saved in the battles to the north. These are their children and their wives calling out for his success." The creature, this time now seeming to be for the first time in terror, tries to clamp both hands across Ara, and again he spins the blade. The brilliance of the light acting almost like a barrier, and for the first time the Tarask shows fear in its face and pulls its hands back to protect against the blast. And for the third time, Ara kneels, and this time he holds the weapon in both hands sideways, and there is an undulation of the soil as the ground itself is starting to pull the Tarask apart from the lower half, pulling it back into the ground. It's spreading and getting wider, but therefore getting smaller and diminished. And he says, "And those are the prayers of the children who now live because their fathers did not die because of the success that that Allah was able to pull from the people of Aranar at the last battle of the White Wall." And then by the time he's now standing, he's almost twice as tall as the diminishing Tarask. And he turns the blade a final time, and as he does so, the rotation of it, instead of taking on a single white source, becomes the blended white sources of the lights of Nimbus. And he grabs a hold of it. And this time it's at a diagonal angle, and the beam smashes into the ground in a wave, and the wave of light completely flattens the Tarask into the earth as you hear the tens of thousands of Eldrin voices screaming silently, uh, as they collapse. And he says, and those are the prayers of the world that serves to protect the people of Aranar from now until the end of time.
Holy shit.
Uh,
The sky above changes color back to the reddish tone that you guys are familiar with. The rumbles of thunder vanish, and Nee turns and says, "Unfortunately, Kasarak, it is now your time."
so he'll.
Wait a moment. It's his time for what?
I'm sorry, Mary, but this is what the coffin was referring to. I am going to have to leave you.
Look at Kasarak. You don't have to leave. I'm sure I can protect you.
Nay is smiling down and saying, "Kasarak, you know you will one day be a protector of time. Do what you know you must."
And I'm going to, basically, in the best way he can think of, pierce his own heart with a thorn whip.
Better. No, better. Kasarak, I gave you the hint at the very beginning. What spell did I make sure you had?
Feign death. Oh, okay.
You have to make her believe that you died here. So that
So-
they will bring you home in the box.
So he is going to pierce
He's-
his heart, but
Yeah, he turns to you, says, "I'm sorry," takes the thorn whip, places it against his own chest, screams a word, and falls to the ground. There's a final rumble of thunder. Allah is back to his side, his natural size, and he says, I can now admit who I am now that the curse has been lifted. Your presence as witness to my ascension lets you know that I am Rondar of the Aranar Guard, the guardian of all warriors throughout history, and I grant to you, Cord, the capacity to call on me as mentor when you finally are prepared for ascension.
Thanks. I want to go home now.
About that time, you hear the trains whistle,
Oh, bye.
and well, no, you see the crew.
Would
the
you
crews,
carry Kasarak, please?
You saying that too, Cord?
It was the cord. A pleasure to meet you. I am.
Nay says, my duties here are finished. I have now completed the fifth iteration. I now return to my world. Kasarak turns to Rondar and says, "Rondar, you are a worthy student of mine, and may you serve the seventh as well as you may, given the failures of your time." He bows and turns to you, and by this time you can see the work crews from Mavu shoveling the remains of the soil where the Eldrin died into boxes.
Well,
He says a blessing over them too.
thank you, Rondar. We gotta take Kasarak back.
Yes, he says, "Find my flag, find my grave, and I will serve you."
Okay.
And for the fourth time, he kneels, but this time he's looking up at Cord.
Okay. Let's go, Mary.
Okay. What is your flag? Mary asked, turning back.
You turn back and he's gone. He's just no longer there.
Okay.
Neither is Nay. Nay has disappeared as well.
I'm gonna pick up.
Kasarak.
And I'm gonna head towards the train.
Okay. So you travel in silence. Travel in silence back to the ship.
Oh yeah, I got.
Now, well, she tries to revive him and bring him back.
Yep. Raised. Even Revivify has no
Whoa,
effect.
whoa, Mary. Whoa. Don't use your corrupted magic here. What are you doing? You might
Remember
destroy his soul.
Oh, that's right. Let's get back to our own time.
she almost made your death permanent there, Casarac. That would have been great, wouldn't it?
You're right. Oh, wait.
I thought about being annoying and saying, "All right, Mary, cast your resurrection on him," but then I was like,
Yeah. So they lay you into your beautiful coffin that smells like lavender.
And once we go,
And
then
what-
she
and-
tries to
and
rape
what-
you.
Jasmine.
And once the train is back under operation, which will be about a half an hour, because they've got to
Oh,
shovel
Jasmine.
all that dirt, and as the train starts to move, the coffin lid will open, because the lavender smell inside the coffin was the
Jasmine.
trigger to let it, yep, the jasmine is to let him know that it was a place that he could raise himself. So Cassaret climbs back out of the coffin.
What the hell?
Why? What is? Okay.
Okay.
She sits down. I think
She's going, I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
Boy, it's pretty lucky they let us back on this train.
No, they planned on it. They were waiting for you to finish, waiting for it to finish so they could come and get the remains.
They used us to create a time storm, didn't they?
They did.
I'm gonna go forward and have a talksy with the conductor.
Well, the goat conductor says you probably want to talk to the engineer.
I'll go talk to the engineer.
Okay. So you go to the front, and there's a little guy driving the train of a gnomish build, gleam in his eye. He says, "How's it going, Cord?
Hi, what?
I'm
Why?
I allow me to introduce myself. I'm Nim.
Nim. I don't know who you are. I just heard Umara talk about you.
Yes, yes.
Greetings.
Wait, too bad Umara isn't here. We could have had a great conversation. Do let her know she was greatly missed, and
All right.
that she was greatly missed, but that my aim is improving. So,
So Nim, what's the deal, buddy?
I'm just so proud of you. Thank you for helping redeem one of my heroes of time.
Oh my God, this day has just gone from bad to worse.
How so? How so? You got to be a hero again.
No, I watched someone else kill the Sharask.
The good news is you get to kill it again.
Okay, I wasn't wrong.
Okay, well, I mean, you've done nothing wrong, so I can't really accuse you of anything.
Well, I don't see how it could be wrong, just simply because I've taken advantage of the awareness that I had because I was part of the Sevenfold, but they didn't use my spell anyway.
Oh, you're one. Oh, hey, I killed Lorethal, by the way.
Oh, that's probably a good thing. How is Shadow?
I don't know who Shadow is.
Oh, he was my elf friend. We arranged for him to get wings, and he wasn't happy with them.
Oh, I don't.
How about
know
Ray?
who-
I really miss
No
Ray.
clue. No clue.
Kit? Where
Kit.
can I? Do you know where I can find Kit?
I've heard the
Can I
name
get
Kid.
meta for a second?
Huh?
What was that?
Can I get in the meta for a second?
Sure.
You want to jump into the meta? Okay, we'll make you the conductor, Gus. He's a sec-gen goat.
Okay.
bad.
In the
So
meta,
bad.
is the shadow the person that Freya
Yes,
had vision about?
yes.
That is
I don't even
horrible. That is just horrible.
I don't even know who Freya is.
No,
No.
I know you don't. That's why he asked about it in the meta because Steven plays in several of the other games, and so
Ah.
he's glad to be
Oh.
here to be able to pick up pieces of what's going on in his other campaign to help it
Oh,
make
okay.
sense because he came into it kind of blind, and so he's
Oh.
been running around doing things and got visions and doesn't know what they mean, and so he's trying to get context. So now
Oh,
that
okay.
All fairness, though, like if somebody who's getting visions and has no idea, that's a very accurate statement of what's going to happen. Like how the person is going to feel and react.
yes, no, you're right. Thank you. So you're getting it
Okay,
now, Stephen.
continue. Sorry.
Sorry, no, it's fine, Stephen. So anyway, how is let's see who else
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Just get us back in one piece, okay?
well, I think I set all the settings right. Maybe. I hope.
That's not.
Yeah, I'll see
Also,
you around, Nim.
in the meta note taker, make sure you take notes.
Yes, thank you, Stephen. Stephen is learning. I'm so proud of you, Stephen. In that instance, the engineer, when he looks back up at you, you see he's not even a gnome. He's a dwarf. He's like, "Excuse me, what are you doing in the cockpit?"
All right. Hey, where do they? Goliath, food. Where's that?
Oh,
Golian,
past
sorry.
it. Yeah, the dining car is right behind us.
Food.
Yeah.
Gotta eat. Bye.
Okay, bye.
The gnome is a dwarf.
No.
Yeah, he comes walking. He walks back in, shaking his head.
Ugh.
What's the matter, Cord?
Everything's the matter, Mary.
Well, I think there's a couple things you learned which will be good for you.
Okay, I do agree with that. Yes.
One is you need that following and followers to have their prayers and hopes to give you strength to battle the giraffes.
And two,
Is
I'm
you
gonna
got your mentor.
I'm
And
gonna go challenge him to a rematch when we get back to 8th.
8. Challenge who?
Rondar.
Who?
Rondar.
Oh, remember, he says you will find his grave and his banner.
Right, I know.
He's
I
already
took notes.
gone. He went into the 7th.
Yes, I know. I took notes. Also, I'm gonna go take it to 9th sometime.
What?
That's going to be a new song in NYCOS. He's got a ticket to ninth. He's got a ticket to ninth. He's got a ticket to ninth, and he don't care.
Yeah.
But
So
Where do you plan to go next, or will you take charge of your men in Elwendale?
I'm just gonna send him with DeSoto. He'll be fine. I handpicked him
You already sent them. You already sent
Yeah,
them.
they're gone. They're gone.
Yeah, he's
He
down
was
to
just
he's down to
wondering.
6,400 standing men.
I don't know how to get a following. That's something clerics do. I just sort of.
Okay.
You have to come up with a really clever hashtag, and you have to get some airtime on a live stream someplace. You got to call out to the fan base and say, "Dude,
How do you even get verified? I don't even know how to get verified.
You finished the other part.
welcome #welcome to NYCOS. You're already here." We just have to now start to build followings for you guys so that your ascension paths become assured.
Oh boy.
That's what you have to build now is a following. Somebody that
Who's gonna follow an idiot with a hammer, Mary?
Anybody else who's seeking the power of the gray skull? Oh, did I say that out loud?
Wow.
Thundercat.
you attract like to like.
I don't want to meet more like me.
No. This is why Gray goes, you know what? I can't stand control, but I definitely need some protection and some power. And you just start grabbing into the other colors of the rainbow.
Can I just say I know the broadcaster and like get a fan base going there, sort of like
I
There's
don't
always that
think it,
possibility. You say, "I'm the
I
close
could.
person." I am the hammer of justice. That's what you do. I am the hammer of justice.
Oh yeah, leech off Relgrim. No, that's not
Hey,
happening.
it's working for Miri and for Iris, right?
Wow. Um,
You and Iris could be friends. Iris is arguing
ugh,
about power.
ugh. No, no, absolutely not. I'd
Ah.
rather hang out with some steroid taking Greyville Freakazoid than Iros. I'll tell you what, that guy is no bueno.
The Anandran are regular elves.
What?
Anandran.
What about the Anandran?
Are they regular elves?
yeah, it's only the dance that got corrupted, right?
Right.
Okay. Now, the Morn Glade, that's where I need to go now. So she says, I'm going back to Morn Glade. I have something to take care of as soon as I
Um,
pick up some acorns.
might I also, of course, I don't know where he is. I am also wondering whether you wanted to see your friend about his discovery.
Huh?
You've got me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Which friend? What discovery?
The King Cook sent you a letter saying he had a problem or
Yeah,
had solved.
I sent a letter back to him. I need to go to shoot, I need to go back to Elwindale because that's where I got the message. So maybe my return message has come. So I will go there first.
Oh,
Kastrak, you'd like to come back with me?
Yes.
and
Okay.
Kostrak, what did that person, forget his name, mean when he said you're the chosen one?
Knee.
Knee, right?
Honestly, Cord,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
Prophecies are new to me, and that sounds like a prophecy thing. So that's something we need to figure
All
out.
prophecies may not be true. They
Okay.
may surprise you. I've heard four. No, actually, I've heard six. One from the Oracle. I have one more to go. Three from the Elf in the Forest, and two from the alternate me, the blue stuff.
I can't.
Some things can't, or some things don't have to
But
be
that one I
right
don't
of
believe
now.
because she said, "But whoever it is, my significant other is coming from the West and he hasn't been born yet." What sort of prophecy is that?
A confused one.
I'm a human. I'll be
You feel
lucky.
the rumble of the train decelerating. Next stop, pick up from the ninth. Please remain in your seats. Do not attempt to leave the vessel. Receiving someone from the ninth.
Okay.
In the meta,
Mm-hmm.
some prophecies aren't right away. They're more like 10 years or 20 years from now.
In
That
the
won't do
meta,
any, that won't do any big good as a human. I'm gonna die when I'm what, 50 or 60?
But you haven't made past 18 yet.
No, I haven't. I'm 17.
That's right, so don't worry about it.
in the meta, can I go to 10th?
Don't know.
No one has ever tried.
No one's ever gotten off at the ninth either that you know of. Somebody did. That priest did.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, pretty sure he was from the 9th.
Yes.
So whatever.
When the train stops, there's a bit of a rustling, and almost immediately you hear the bells and the whistles of the engine starting up, and a young man walks by, uh, looking for all the world exactly like Allah. And only he's dressed in a brilliant red cloak and robes of royalty and a crown upon his head. He's attended by four women who are wearing veils of pale blue. and each of them is armed with a slender rapier-like blade on one hip and a broader dirk-like knife on the other. And they walk in close formation around him. He happens to walk by and look through the compartment window at you, and he smiles at Mary.
Creepy.
That
And,
is freaky.
and it's 9:46, so we're going to go ahead and call the episode so we can
Oh,
have a few
you
minutes.
rotten!
So we can have a few minutes to debrief for next about this before next session. Thank you guys for watching, everybody on the stream. We greatly appreciate it.
You
rotten!
rotten!
I think this is one for the history books. Everybody, please join us next time for NYCOS Dawn Guard on our next episode next Wednesday. Make sure you watch us every day at 1 o'clock. There's something going on. See you all later. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
And yes,
Bye.
I am rotten.
Bye.